Yo, it's a toy kind of mood. Everybody's laughing behind the scenes because I totally messed up. This is BaldyLockz from BaldyLockz Reviewz. I'm jumping in on a toy kind of mood tonight because Travis is at work. He's on set. He is killing it out in Hollywood. So he's given the reins to somebody who can barely read. All right, so we're going to bring in some of the other team members of A Toy Kind of Mood, and we're going to start with Tony.
What's up, people? How you doing?
How's it going, man?
Good, going good, brother. Going good.
Let's bring in our friend of the biggest sack of Sarlacc. What's up, Spec, man? At Toy Optics on Instagram. I don't think I said at Tony's Figs. And then we got a special guest tonight. He is very, very loved in the GIJoe community and in the toy world. We got a punk with toys. What's up, Lawrence?
How you doing?
I'll be doing better once I figure this stuff out.
So I have a question that maybe when Travis tunes in, does he actually get to ride in a real live Valavamp?
Does he get to? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, does he get to actually? I mean, there is nothing better than I can think of. If that guy shows off how much he loves that Rizvani, and we see
Rizvani,
we see Travis Moody sitting in it, all on the 3POA. That would be absolutely amazing.
What is 3POA? Because we are A Toy Kind of Mood.
Ooh.
This is episode 167, and we're doing casting the GIJoe movies and TV with a punk with toys, right?
What up?
So whatever this 3POA stuff is, I don't know what that is. We're focused on A Toy Kind of Mood.
I just want to see Mood Wreck in a
3POS.
Valavamp.
3POS.
I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. Don't get mad at me, y'all.
Yeah, I think it's fine. So let's say hi to. Let's do a quick look at our. Go over to the comments and say hi to a couple people.
GIBro.
GIBro, what's going on? We got a gentleman named David Speak. David, what's up?
David Speak.
I heard he's an asshole.
No.
What up, Genghis?
Just fine. What's up, Black Genghis? KJ. Usually jumping in. We got Payne's toy samples. What's up, man?
Sure. Got some Chad in there.
Yeah,
What's
we
up,
got
Chad?
a lot of people in here. Mr. Wonderful, Chad, Eric Thurman. What's going on, man? Everything is perfect.
Oh, Justin, what up? What up, Justin? What up, big dog?
You guys are going to see this little. This is the train wreck, not the other guys. The other guys are fine. I'm still learning the slides, so you're going to see stuff pop up on screen. We're going to see Lawrence's face get all pissed off because I don't know what I'm doing.
Name my show. I don't give two craps.
What up, New York Knight? What up, Christoph Scuba?
Nah, we're going to have some fun. So I think what we're going to start with, just to kind of dive into things without diving right into the topic, is did you guys see this today?
I definitely did.
Okay, so are you guys seeing what I'm seeing?
You seeing these nuts?
So I've been watching Marvel Island, and they said this is the new Vulture for Marvel Legends. So I'm really excited to see it fully done.
Well, I definitely see Michael Keaton in there, so I can see what he's saying.
It does kind of look like that Birdman costume that he wore in Birdman.
I think it's solid, man. And I'll tell you what, did you guys right up there in the corner, did that look like what I thought it looked like?
Yep.
I didn't see it until Someone pointed it out. I forget
Mace
who it was.
Windu, fucking Eric.
I don't know. I think a lot of people saw that today, and it's okay to say that you saw it. We're in 2024. It's okay. Let's go let's go past this, because you guys agree, right, that this is more than likely a true leak?
Yeah, I think so.
Or do you think it's a
Yeah.
custom?
No. I mean, so the Full Force ran with it. They're not going to run with it if they don't know that it's real.
No, and I saw who actually leaked it. There was somebody else who shared it initially, but I think it was shared with them, and that person is legit. I don't want to say his name. But once I found out who the true source was, he leaked the Bat, the Alley Viper, Serpentor.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Full Force showed it after and gave the guy credit.
Yes.
But Chris would not have shown it if it wasn't real.
If it wasn't like legit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that usually when Chris shows something, other guys run with it.
Yeah.
And they run with it, and they run with it, and they never credit Chris. So
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, that's just how it is out in the toy world. So let's get this.
So that's a Falcon, though, right? It's a Falcon, but we're just seeing the top.
Yeah, that's a Falcon.
It's a Falcon.
For sure. Let's go to the next slide.
Go for it.
Did anybody get hit for this?
Oh yeah,
All
Did
these
anyone-
dudes did.
I got the.
Did anyone get it?
Somebody on the Elite
Somebody
page
got it.
posted that they got theirs. Mine says it shipped today, but I haven't gotten any actual tracking notification.
Yeah,
Mine-
Jared.
Oh, you will. You should be.
Mine,
real soon.
mine will be here tomorrow. Dreadnought Ryan got his. My Gridiron guy got his. He told me I could
Greg.
come pick it up if I wanted to. Yeah, Greg got it, which pisses me off because he's not far from me. Like, why did yours go out and not mine yet?
Nice,
But mine's supposed
Tammy.
to be here tomorrow.
I think mine's here tomorrow, so I'll probably get a review out in July.
Frank's gonna get it Monday.
Well, who's
PC Viper.
PC.
hey Feces, what's going on?
Wow, he's gonna change his name. Fucking Frank.
No, I think it's great. It's great.
He loves it. You know what made it great was how I actually found out what it was.
Well, there's a lot of ways to mess up everybody's handle online, so it is what it is.
I thought it was a rip on someone that has an island, but I had made a comment. I had made a comment on Black Gengus's, and he was like, "Stop calling him feces."
They got mad.
And I went, "Holy
AJ.
Well, I did get to see some pictures that Jeremy, you guys all know Jeremy in the
Jeremy Kimberlin.
yeah, in
Oh,
the
yeah.
GIJoe classified group. He shared
Yeah,
some
outside
great
community.
pictures today, and actually hooked it up to his vamp, which looked pretty cool.
Nice.
Sweet.
So
I was just able to track. Mine's supposed to show up Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Well, that's nice. This is lovely. Everybody wants this. So just real quick before people even get these in hands, or
That's right, Kay.
before we get them in hands, do you think this should have been included with the HasLab?
no."
No.
No, I don't. It'd have
Me
been
neither.
fine on its own.
I would rather have the figures. And
But
I
they
think
also
that
said-
that's where
That's right, Rachel. I mean Carlos.
It would have made the HasLab at least 350, if not 375,
Yeah.
because they still would have given you the figures.
right.
So
It's an option. I mean, we're all getting it, but there've been plenty of other people that said one of my friends had it on pre-order and he's like, you know what? I just canceled it. He's like, I don't need it. I don't have space. He's like, maybe if it goes on sale.
Same
But-
here. That's where I'm
Yeah.
at. I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't get it?
Nah, I don't need it. I'm like, that's cool. Well, it goes on sale, maybe, but I mean, It's crazy that I said I'm not getting it. I just got the vamp, and I just got from DJ Five Ash his tank. So maybe I should. I don't know, but I think I'll wait. I don't really need it. Like Spec says, ain't got no room, man.
I really don't see these things going on clearance or on their outlet. I mean, maybe, but these vehicles and stuff are going to be a smaller run. That is that is why they are Pulse exclusives, so they don't get stuck making too many. And then, that's why I don't think you're going to see many of them go off to Target and Walmart. They're going to get the stuff that they say, hey, we want a vehicle, and they're going to give them to them. So if they want to the Tiger Paw, or what is it called? Whatever the Tiger Force.
No, you got it.
Tiger Paw.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tiger Paw.
They're specifically going to be asking for that. But it's smarter for them to make it, online exclusive, either the Pulse or the BBTS and stuff like that.
Hey, I think it's smart business, because if you think about it, most businesses were going this way before 2020, and it's just you look at Toys R Us, who went under because they had all these toys, everything like that. It's smart in today's world to go exclusive.
Yeah, because that way you can control it, and you don't have to have as many, and you can just turn around and run another batch if need be.
Yeah,
once people see that they sell out, they're going to jump on the next one if they want it. But I'm telling you, I still stand by what I've said before. People are going to start getting a bunch of vehicles, and all of a sudden it's going to be, they're looking in their corner going, I don't have room anymore.
Yep. That's right. And people should just be able to pick and choose. And you just said the next one. And we all know that they're going to use this mold and come out with this bad boy. And there's a lot of people that would rather have this with their vamp and for the Joes.
Me.
But people are going to want that when the Stinger comes out. I think the Stinger's coming out first, because Emily did say another vehicle is coming out this year, and the Stinger there are people that don't have the HISS tank that want this. They need something to pull it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That's the biggest.
That's why they future-proofed it and already put the hitch on it.
Yeah, because the only precedence we have with this is the Ferret, because right away Tiger Paw came right out. But then this is coming. Well, the HMS is coming.
Well, it was announced and it dropped for pre-order. We don't even have that Ferret in our hands.
Right. It's like, whoa.
It's
crazy.
Wild, man. That was such a wild drop.
I agree with KJ. I mean, it's gonna sell. I think it'll sell like crazy, because now I can put that with my custom Hawk, Colonel Hawk.
And I don't know if Gun Bunny is in the chat yet or not, but he's gonna do this for us. So if you guys want to see just the way he rolls, I imagine he'll have this out even before he's done opening the box of the HMS.
I want him. I'm gonna tell him to do the HMS, the Cobra one. Do that Python Patrol. And we'll see. It looks like an easy thing for him, but oh my god, all those lines he puts and all them intricate little details of this thing.
Can you highlight what Will R said?
He's a madman. Yes, sir.
I just like seeing good point punk. It's good. We'll go.
All right. So
yeah. Next time I'm editing that.
Yeah, that's the last time we're doing that. Wow. Let's see. So listen, I do want to give a shout out to Travis. While he was at work and while he's on set, he put together all these slides. So if I mess them up, it's on me. Travis puts a lot of love and sweat and tears into the show. So
even when he can't be on,
to swing this out. And
he's a good kid. He's a good kid. Love him.
I think we can still blame him and say that it's his fault. It's all
we absolutely
always, brother.
And he booked this beautiful face right here for tonight. Asked him to jump in. So I think we can all thank Travis for that. So
the other thing with this, and we know we're going to get this, is that Duke came with this helmet, the perfect helmet. And they already have the buck for it. They just need a face. That's all they need.
Oh yeah, and with that helmet, they're gonna put it with their Grand Slam, with their Flash, and that's that. You're looking at the helmet for those at least those 3 figures. You know.
Oh, absolutely. And
I mean,
then,
in theory, they also already have the face, right? You just take General Hawk, you take the gray out of his hair, and boom.
Make him blonde, maybe.
That
Maybe?
I don't believe that helmet will fit on that hair.
but you know what? You bring up a good
I can
point.
try
Scott.
it.
Let me show you something real quick.
But
Can't wait for
I don't
that.
know if they use the same head.
I'm
I
gonna
can wait,
go
brother. I got a custom.
highlight myself here. You see this Captain America that just came out?
Yeah, the trader.
Yeah. So his face is the ultimate Captain America's face. And anyway, what they do is they save the file. They save the mold and then they switch it up just a little bit. Oh, we got a special guest jumping in here.
Uh-oh, the kid. Uh-oh, what a
Oh, he
Genghis.
said, "Ignore me. I'm staying off stage."
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Never mind. Never mind. My dial-up made me think there was something else in here.
He's here to help out with the comment section.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. KJ is my moderator today.
All right, awesome. But anyway, what I pulled up that Captain America because you can take that Hawk head and they can adjust the file almost like you would for a 3D print. And they could take away wrinkles. They can maybe shrink his head a little bit so that the helmet fits, make him look a little bit younger. So there's a lot of advantages to the new technology.
Yeah,
This
it's
Hawk
the retooling. It makes
blonde.
the retooling much easier.
And
I
there
want
is a
this
chance
Hawk to
they
be
may have
blonde.
made General Hawk look a little bit older. So if they did have a different face sculpt, it can look younger.
True.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So speaking of all these extra Joes,
Make him a blondie.
is anybody going to Joe Fest this year?
Nope.
We got Tony. We got a no from Spec.
I mean, I wish I could. Hey, there's Gun Bunny. Hey, Gun Bunny.
I'm going.
What up, Josh?
Punk.
I'll be there.
All right. We'll have to meet up and play with some toys.
Yeah, maybe I'll meet up with Tony.
That's right. He's my
We'll have a
designated
little bit of
driver.
fun. All right, so we're going to try something just a little bit different tonight.
What's up, Todd?
And what we're going to try and do tonight is, you know, I think I'm jumping ahead. But I guess since I'm going at it anyway and I'm messing up and you guys are still here listening, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to try and give you guys a little bit of a voice in the comments. So we're going to go over casting GIJoe in the movies, if it's TV. We're going to show you our picks. And then what we're going to do is, if you guys can kind of stick with what we're saying, we'll highlight some of the comments and see if we can maybe pull up some pictures of who you guys are talking about. And we'll see how it goes. I don't know if this is an actual doable thing because I can barely pull these slides up correctly anyway.
Did you get all our lists, Baldy?
This is where KJ will come in and help out.
Yeah, this will be great if KJ can really help us out here. But
Yeah,
and then Lawrence, if you have a pick, we'll try and pull that person up and put them on screen.
I got a question for the three of you.
Okay.
As you were making your lists and you were like, okay, I'm casting so-and-so as this person, were you also sitting here going, damn, but they could also be this one or this one or this one? Okay. So it wasn't just me.
I was told not to do it. Hey, look at Roman.
Look at Roman. What's up, baby? Roman, I'm almost done with your head, bro.
I thought you were going to finish that on Monday.
It is almost finished.
Well, before we get in,
oh my gosh!
Oh, I didn't know Roman was making a special appearance here tonight.
Sneak peek, brother. This is
look at that. 2 Romans. Like he's looking back, like,
That looks awesome.
oh, dude.
White booty.
So if anybody is not familiar with a punk with toys, you can see right behind Punk here that's Roman.
There he is.
And
That's my guy right there.
That's who
He just wants
Tony
to be
is putting on screen.
He just wants to be around Daddy. I like. That was good that you got that beanbag chair. There you go, Larry. He's not bad
That
looking.
thing is so disgusting.
Oh, the beanbag. I thought you were talking about my custom. Like,
No, no, that thing looks awesome. Like,
thanks, man. I just need to finish the angry head. And I don't want to because I'm like, I don't want to see Roman angry like that. But he does chase the squirrels, man. He chases the squirrels out there.
hey, you know what? We watched him get a groundhog and throw it about 10 feet in the air.
That's awesome.
No, oh, lately?
I know it was a couple years ago, right before we went to St. Louis. I didn't think he'd catch it. He caught it. He threw it up about 10 feet in the air. My kids are like,
That's funny. He gets it, and he does what the kids call yeet. He yeeted him.
about 10 feet in the air, man.
Hey Zen, go to the private chat real quick. KJ mentioned something regarding his slides.
Oh yeah, I got the. I know how to present. Yeah.
Present.
He was just saying that the files needed to be uploaded.
Oh, that's if
Oh, the slides need to be uploaded. I'm sorry, I can't do that for you.
No, the slides are there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. KJ says the slides are there. So
yeah,
alrighty.
we got them. No, I appreciate that. And I love that people are sticking around while we're talking about technical difficulties.
Oh, they will stick around. Let your mouse die.
Oh shit, get that off.
All right, yeah, we're trying to have some fun here tonight. I hope that when Travis watches this on the replay, he's not smacking his head against the desk.
Look at Ryan. I yeeted the HasLab Galactus Dr. Doom alt head into the woods after I got it.
All right,
you're crazy.
Something totally different, but okay. Kids in their pop culture moving too fast for me.
Kids in their
GIJoe,
pop
what up?
culture. So listen, before we get truly into the casting, let's talk about the crap that came before.
Gaga.
What did you guys think of the first two G.I. Joe movies?
Punk.
The first one was there. It has some decent parts to it. I wouldn't call it a good movie. I think most of the casting was really good. I think Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Baroness, Destro, and Storm Shadow were all spot on.
Ditto.
Have no issues with it. I didn't even have a problem with the Breaker. I know a lot of people hated Breaker. I thought the look of him actually was pretty good.
I liked him.
The whole heavy duty was awful. Giving him the only one saying "Yo Joe," it made no sense. The Cobra Commander was awful.
It needs to go animated, yes, sir.
And then the second movie had some really good stuff to it. The silent interlude part is awesome.
The mountain, yeah.
The silent interlude part is. I'm fine with. I was fine with Bruce Willis being.
Same.
I liked that too. Yeah.
Because he wasn't Hawk. Actually, I didn't mind Hawk from the first one.
Dennis Quaid.
I didn't mind Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Dennis
either.
Quaid.
Yeah,
No, that was good casting.
I like Dennis.
I thought Jinx was awesome here.
Elodie Young.
Yeah, it was interesting that they brought her in so soon, I guess, as a
From
character.
Elektra.
Yeah. Firefly was good. I didn't care for either Falcon or
You neither. They were whatever.
What did you guys think of there was a wrestler. What was the wrestler who played Roadblock?
I don't know who that was. I don't
He's
know.
like an up and comer. I know, like he goes into a lot of franchises later.
Yeah.
The Rock. You guys
I think
remember that dude?
Dwayne something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne something.
Yeah. So
It's funny.
Dwayne.
DJ
I get
Catrona.
why they did that. Why they
DJ
gave the
Catrona.
boost.
Flint.
Yeah, DJ Catrona. So I did a TV series with DJ in Detroit right before he got cast as
Detroit
Flint.
187.
Detroit 187.
Really?
Nice.
And,
Nice.
yeah,
They had
and,
copiers of ours. I was on their set because they used to have
Detroit?
copiers. They let me. I didn't even realize he was on it because it only lasted that
yeah,
one season.
he was one of the main characters. He got killed off near the end of the season.
Oh, that's
wow.
right. Yeah, I they had copiers of ours, so we would fix it on. So we would go there and fix it. And one day I was there, and the guy was like, "Hey, do you want to go on the set where they were the police station?"
Okay, so yeah, I was probably there. Depending, I left the show at Christmas because my wife was due to give birth, but I was there prior to that.
It was just cool to see, like, because I've never been on a set like that, so it's just cool to see.
Yeah, it was neat
Just to
because they
back up-
converted the old Packard plant and made two different sound stages. But
Parts
yeah,
of it. Parts of
for
the old Packard
Yeah,
plant.
parts of it, yeah. In a
And
I
real,
was gonna
real
say, just to
fancy,
back
nice
her up. Go ahead.
neighborhood.
Yes.
I'm sorry, David.
No, you're trying to steer us back on course, Tony. Go for it.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, just to back up, no one said anything about Marlin. No one said anything about Ripcord. What did you guys think
we were all
about?
trying to ignore that.
It didn't bother me as much. And I like DJ as a person. I didn't love him as Flint, but that's more the script, I think. He's good friends with Channing, and I'm pretty sure that's how he got the part. I can't remember her name. I don't like her. She was okay in John Wick, but I typically
Adrian Palicki?
Palicki, yeah. I don't
Palicki.
find her to be a good actress.
Is that
She's eye candy, but
She's supposed to be Wonder Woman, and they canceled it.
she was.
Well,
They shot the
is
pilot,
she
and
the
then
one
they
that
didn't
was-
pick it up.
Yep.
she was the one for the Lady J show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were. I think
Yeah.
they were
And a Lady J show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first movie clearly was a big studio whatever where they took things and they threw it together, and Tatum didn't want to do the movie.
Yeah.
He got stuck doing it because the studios always make promises. Well, you're under contract, and if you do this
owe
movie
them
for
or
us, then we'll let you
something,
go do that movie.
Yep.
And then the second movie, you could tell that the director was a fan and tried to course correct as much as possible because he couldn't reboot.
Look
Exactly.
who's here. Look who's here. What up,
Yeah.
buddy? What's up,
Yes.
Massive?
So quickly, I did say Falcon. You're right. He was Flint, but they gave him the characteristics of Falcon, not Flint.
Correct.
Exactly.
Either way, like, I mean, I don't care about the actor. I just, I thought it was just portrayed wrong. But that's what happens when you get people who don't really care about a franchise, that you allow them to do something.
The
got lost in
problem
it,
is that these movies, it's all directed by committee, right? So they give, and you've seen it more and more. These bigger tentpole, multi-million-dollar budget films are given to these younger directors that had some sort of an indie hit that went to Sundance or whatever and made a splash, and they're hot at the moment, but they're not established enough where, say, if you tried to give David Fincher a movie like this, it's his movie. You're not going to tell him what to do. He's going to tell you what he's doing, and that's that. Whereas these younger guys come in, the studios can twist them and control them a little more and kind of hold their careers over their heads.
Yeah.
No, go for it.
I'm sorry. I was cutting you off. Just moving on to the next slide. You guys said something about trying to course correct with it was retaliation, right?
Yes.
With The Rock and everything.
That was a good comment Carlos had. I mean, Rachel, sorry. No, not that one. That one.
Not the better story.
That is.
I'm up in the air, man. I
I
I
like
I'm
don't
fine with
think that Andrew Koji was given the chance to shine properly because he's
I liked him.
fantastic.
Yeah, I liked him a lot, but I really like Byung-Hun Lee too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Byung
I
Hun
have.
was great.
I would say they're equal. Like, there's no. I don't think
Okay.
one is better than the other. To be honest,
I'll
like
say
if
that
you
too.
said, "Hey, you can only have one," I wouldn't care which one. I thought they both did a good job,
Well,
and they
Storm
both knew what they were doing.
Agreed. I agree.
I'll
Totally.
say this, and my kids know this. When I am watching a TV show or a movie, and it's not that it has to be about skateboarding, but let's say the character of the person is that they're a skateboarder, they love skateboarding, and then you see them get on the skateboard and you can tell they've never rode it before. It drives me nuts. Or if you see someone shoot a basketball and they're supposed to be like this great basketball player, and you're like, you've never shot a basketball before, have you? Like,
Yeah.
they have talent that it
Liquid
transcends.
Identity. Liquid Identity
Yeah.
to Snake Eyes
Yeah.
Baroness was a travesty.
If you
Yeah, she
watch
sucked.
if you watch the Warrior series, like Andrew
All right.
Koji's got the chops. He has the acting chops, he has the physical chops. He was great in Bullet Train, and I know that movie gets slammed, but it's a really fun movie.
Dude, Bullet Train was great.
Yeah, the problem with the Snake Eyes movie is Koji I don't feel like he got a chance to shine, and he got the Anakin Skywalker treatment where it was basically like you're gonna act like a whiny spoiled brat through the whole film.
Yeah, but
Or,
guess
you know,
what?
once he gets to that point.
Even by doing that, he was the most watchable thing in that movie.
I agree, Viper Scout. I agree, Ed.
Yes.
Right?
That was a low bar to top in that film.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. Neither one deserves to be Quick Kick. All right, neither one of them needs to ruin their name by being Quick Kick.
What's wrong with Quick Kick?
Dude, you know the greatest thing Quick Kick ever did was get his
whipped.
ass beat by Storm Shadow.
Punk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not nice.
I think Quick Kick stays in the training room. That's what he just said. Unless he
That's
gears up, don't show me Quick Kick.
I appreciate what they tried to do with Snake Eyes Origins. I just think that it was a huge miss.
It was
All right. Well, since it was such a huge miss, why don't we talk about how we would fix that? But what did you guys think of this here in Rise of the Beast, introducing GIJoe to the Transformer universe?
It was bound to happen. They'd been talking about it for years. We'll just have to see how they do it. Again, big, giant budget tentpole movie. It's going to be directed by a committee. You know, what's his name? Bonaventura still holds the rights. So he still has overall control over everything. Like, it's just...
Do you think they should mix these franchises? Do you think that GIJoe is still going to be considered part of, I guess, the background of the original Michael Bay Transformer movies?
I
mean,
know
they
how they're
always
gonna do
have been mixed, right? They go back to the comics they mix, and even now in the Skybound, the whole Energon universe, they're mixing. I think that it can be done. It's just a question of how do they plan on doing it.
Right.
The problem is they can't get one of these franchises right. So let's just fuck up both of them at the same time. And hell, while we're at it, we'll probably end up throwing Mask in there too, because hey, let's ruin everyone's childhood.
Well, Punk, maybe it's not made for us anymore. Maybe it's made for the next generation. Maybe it's made to sell toys.
But you may be right, but it still doesn't change the fact that the stories normally aren't good. Like that's
well. So I will argue that the first Bayformers film is a good movie. It's a fun movie. Then they kind of go off the rails. I think Bumblebee was a great movie.
I agree.
And then I thought Rise of the Beast was pretty decent. I liked that one.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I really liked the first Transformers. I didn't care that they branched off. I was fine with it because you can't do the exact same thing. The second and the third one are awful.
I agree.
The second one is just god awful. Their stories make no sense because, like, he follows no timeline. I thought Bumblebee was really good.
I liked
enjoyed it.
Bumblebee a lot. I thought that was a night. That was the course correction
Yeah.
that we all wanted. It was
Yeah.
now
And it
based
was
back
another
in the
director
80s.
that was a fan.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank
other
you so
than
much, Cornelius.
Yeah,
other than
Cornelius.
John Cena, right?
Since Bonaventura has consistently thrown up bricks, you think Hasbro should take the lost cash out de Bonaventura and get the live action back? Well,
I
They don't
don't know
think it was
that
a
it works
problem.
that way. He's
Yeah.
got, so it's kind of like Avi Arad with the Marvel stuff over at Fox, and it's the reason why you saw Spider-Man rebooted so quickly with Andrew Garfield. Their contract stipulations, so it was like, you have to make a Spider-Man movie every so many years or the rights revert back to us. And they were coming to that point, and it was like, crap, we got to get another movie. So they rushed and they did the Andrew Garfield series. And now we're getting into like, oh, now they're making deals. So now Hasbro is like, or not Hasbro, but Marvel, Disney is getting in bed and like licensing out so that they can make a deal and bring Spider-Man into their universe and like borrow him. And
No, and it's
it's
smart.
crazy
Why
thing.
why wouldn't you do that? Make
Yeah,
the fans
absolutely.
happy.
No, you
But-
know what? I'm sorry.
No, go
Yeah,
Punk, go
Punk.
for it.
No, when you would hear people say that Fox should just give back the X-Men and the Fantastic Four to Marvel so they can do, to Disney so they can do good movies. Why would Fox have done that? That makes
Yeah.
no sense. Oh, here you go. We have a cash cow, and hell, maybe only every other movie is great, but they all make money. Here you go, Disney. We want you to have this. That's not how corporations work.
No, and you're very passionate about that.
Have you never watched me on Monday Night Toy Ramblings, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Monday?
go back to the movies.
Let's
go back
go
to the
back.
cast.
I wore my Blockbuster shirt, guys.
Nice.
Nice.
You basically you just have to hope that they get a screenwriter, and of course there's one credited screenwriter, maybe two, but the reality is that there's probably 6 or 7 writers that the script has gone through doctoring and whatnot. But you have to hope that they hire a director. And listen, it doesn't have to be a total fanboy, because sometimes that's not a good thing, right? Like sometimes you want somebody that has a little bit of a fresh take, but if they at least have some basic knowledge or basic groundwork to play with, then they might get more of a hit than a miss. But you have to have somebody that hopefully has the confidence and the ability to navigate the politics and the directing committee to get their vision through enough.
And they do their research. I love GIJoe. You don't want me directing or producing the movie.
Right. I don't.
Exactly.
Who's his actor's name? I love him though. I remember him from Dawn of the Dead.
Shit, I can't remember, but he was in everything. House of Cards. And,
It's
Yeah.
This is Michael Kelly, right?
is that
Kelly?
his name?
Maybe somebody in the comments can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
No.
We'll just go with John.
John.
Somebody will correct you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Wait, yes, Michael Kelly. Thank
Michael
you.
Kelly, yeah. He
Yeah.
was a security guard in Dawn of the Dead. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I remember
great.
him from. He had some hair.
Great
He had some
character
hair
actor.
going.
And then we had John Cena. Do you think they'll bring him back? Will this be? Is he like
Maybe.
somebody in GI Joe?
Probably.
It
I could
depends
see
I
on.
that.
didn't see the rest of these Transformers movie. I didn't.
It
I didn't
depends
see
what
the-
year they set the movie in, because Bumblebee was what, 84,
87.
87, and then Rise of the
Wow.
Beasts was. They didn't really set a time for Rise of the Beast, so it could sort of be anywhere, somewhere in the 90s or the early 2000s.
No, too big.
Yeah, he's too big for Duke.
Yeah, he's
too big for Duke, New York. So
Duke
I
is
wouldn't
not-
cast him. I wouldn't cast him
He's-
as Duke either.
he's perfect for the Mezco Duke, but
No
but
shit.
not the live
He
action.
kind of has the same face right there.
Yeah,
Just give him blonde hair.
He does. He so does have the same freaking
He
face.
has the exact same fucking face.
I will say,
I like John Cena. He's awesome. Dude. I like him. Dude.
How
He's
about
like-
how about his chuckles?
Too bad.
No.
Well, I don't know.
not too big.
No, yeah,
Although-
because he looks like Ernest. Ernest goes to GI
Oh,
Joe.
Ernest goes to
a big, huge steroided Ernest. That's cold-blooded.
I just when I think of massive guys in G.I. Joe, I think of Gung Ho and Roadblock. Those are really the only massive guys. There are, I mean, on the G.I. Joe side. I mean, there are some others. And I think of like Leatherneck as being bigger, but not as big as Gung Ho and Roadblock. They should always be the biggest of all of them. And Duke is not big. People got to stop this casting.
Duke is not huge, dude.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into our casting, and then you'll see.
Once we get into the casting. So, back to everybody watching. What we're going to try and do is try and highlight some comments and see if you guys agree with us, disagree. But we're going to try and just stick to the character. This way we can give you a voice. I don't know if this is going to work at all.
We shall see. We got KJ back there checking out.
We're
going to see.
Steve Buscemi is Duke.
We're gonna see, but we want you guys to speak up and tell us if we're crazy, if we're right on point, if Tony's a nut job. I don't know. I mean, we
get off our list, Baldy, or do we go off our own list?
Baldy's got it.
Yeah.
Baldy's got it. Okay,
I got it.
Baldy's got it. But I want to.
You got it, man.
Steve Buscemi is Duke.
I love it. Steve Buscemi from which Steve Buscemi are we getting? Are we getting Reservoir Dogs? Are we getting?
Don't pay these guys over here. Don't pay these guys over here.
You get one Steve Buscemi, you get them all, right?
I guess he's actually not the worst.
That's my firefighter. That's my New York fighter. That's NY. That's
amazing.
FDNY right there.
FDNY.
FDNY
All right,
Buscemi.
let's get into it.
All right, let's go right into it. So,
oh snap!
Did I hit the right slide? So let me see how the heck, Travis. I'm sorry if I'm messing this up for you, buddy, but who picked these two guys for Hawk?
Oh
I picked Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs from Fury, right?
No, Jason Isaacs from.
Jason Isaacs is on Saving Private Ryan?
No, he was Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter.
Yeah, I was going to say he's from Harry Potter, right?
And in the Patriot, he was the main villain in the Patriot, the British soldier.
Which is the one on the right, on the left. I'm sorry, the one on the left of the screen.
That's Jason Isaacs.
He was in Fury.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in Fury. He was the one who needed help.
Oh yes, but not one of the main. Yeah, not one of the main guys in the tank.
And Brad Pitt was like, I told Brad, I got these guys down, and they killed some good boys today, and all this. And then Brad Pitt told him, I'll go get them. Yeah, he was awesome. He was really like, just messed up. He was awesome.
He's a great actor that has a lot of range, and if you watch his roles, he looks very different in each one. And as I was going through trying to pick, and I initially picked somebody else for Hawk, and I don't remember who it was, but as I was like looking up photos for IMDb, he popped up because he was in another movie with somebody else I was picking, and I was like, holy crap, like that's Hawk. That he could totally do it.
All right, so did you
Jason Isaacs on the left?
Yeah, that's Jason Isaacs on the left. That is General Hawk in the middle. And then that's Bryan Cranston on the right. And that was that's Tony. That's your pick.
I picked Bryan Cranston. Yeah.
Okay, and I can see that. So
yeah.
So
he's not too old. He's not too older yet. He's getting there, but yeah. Hey, that's me right there. That's no. I wanted Glenn Powell as Duke, not Hawk. Okay.
No, that's not Travis. That's not Travis.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Who picked Glenn Powell for Hawk?
I did.
You picked the youngster Hawk. You picked Colonel Hawk.
He'd be a good Duke.
Right, so this is the question I was going to ask, and here we go. We're going to bring in Punk so that we can get his take on this. But how the heck do I do? Okay, we're going to do it. Nope, not just me. There we go.
Okay, we're
All right,
doing this,
so-
and then we'll go to the chat and see what they say. Go ahead, Punk.
The reason that I went with Glenn Powell is because
Oh,
when I do a GI Joe movie or the GI Joe movie I want to see, I want to start with the OG 13.
okay.
I
get it
want
now.
him. I want them young. I want it focused on some of the earlier characters and then build up the universe from there. He could become the older patriarch of G.I. Joe in a later movie. Punk.
Ooh, Gaz said Scott Eastwood is Duke. Wow.
Yeah.
Gaz also said Clooney for Hawk, which I can see. I can totally see that.
Which
I can see the older. Yeah, I could see that too. But go ahead. This is Baldy's pick.
Yeah,
for
that's
a
my
young-
pick. And
is
the
your-
reason
this is
I
your pick
picked
for
it, like I
Colonel Hawk.
said, the reason I picked it, I said, was just to go young with some of the casting. And I'll get
Okay,
into
here,
that a
please.
little bit more with a later pick. But Punk, who would you go with? And would you go young? Would you go old?
So I really like Hal from Malcolm in the Middle as General Hawk. I think that actually works really good. And so thinking back to Hawk, and even though I'm not a huge cartoon guy, when you watch the cartoon, he, you got to think he's a general. He has to be serious, but he also has to have a soft side that he's just not gonna he's a general that just doesn't throw guys into battle, and when he loses them, they're gone. Like, he actually cares about them. As much as I like Isaac, I can't go with him for General Hawk. But I mean, I would find some way to cast him because I think he's a wonderful actor. But I think Hal from Malcolm in the Middle is awesome, especially seeing him here. And he has a range. I mean, we've seen how he acts. Like, he can do whatever he wants.
Well, one of his best roles was as General Washington. Have you guys seen that?
No.
It's the Geico commercial where he's in the boat and we've all got places to go.
Oh my God! With that, I'm gonna get another beer. I'll be right back.
But the one that you brought up. So I like what you're saying about if you're starting off as a colonel, then I could see this.
Yeah.
But if you're starting off as already an established unit, and I'll say this, if you were asking me, Duke wouldn't even be in a movie to begin with.
Thank you.
Because Stalker is the one would be the field commander.
Great. I'm glad that you brought that up because I have an idea. I would like to see something more like almost like an anthology where you can kind of introduce different characters and different things like that. But I like that. Always cast Bryan Cranston. That was good.
But like I said, I think he would make a good Duke. He's not
Thank
too
you,
big.
Matthew.
He's not too big. But he's in shape. We've already seen him do military movies.
Here's Travi.
I believe isn't he the pilot in
Maverick?
No,
Yep.
not in Maverick. In the one with the guy that was played King till he beat the crap out of his wife or something or girlfriend.
Yeah, was he in that one too?
Yes, I know which movie
That
you're talking
movie is awesome.
What
But
movie is that?
It was, dude.
Oh my God, I'll find it. I gotta remember.
It is an awesome movie, but let me just
Who's the
tell you.
actor? I missed it.
Who's this guy?
No, who are you talking about, Larry?
The guy that plays King.
Devotion. It's called Devotion.
An amazing true story. But again, be prepared to have a tearjerker because it's awful at the same time. So he plays military great. So I think he would be a great Duke. Unless of what you were saying, you want to start off with a colonel, then I think you're spot on. Like, he could fit either or.
And I'm glad that you said that because as we move on to Duke, here he is again. And that is Romo's pick on the right. So that's Glenn Powell again.
Who?
Mine.
Okay.
The gentleman in the middle is our actual Duke. And then this guy on the left is an up-and-comer. He is from Fantastic Four. I think he's
Johnny
done...
Storm. That's Johnny Storm.
Yeah, that's Johnny Storm. He's been in a couple other things. I think he was in... what was that? Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He was in...
Not another teen movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And supposedly he's doing something with Marvel. So we'll see how that pans out for him. So it's Spec. This was your choice, right? Chris Evans?
Yes.
Okay. And why did you go with such a big hulking man?
Captain America, Duke. In some ways, it's almost like they're the same person, right? He has the look, he's got the jawline, he's got the physicality, he has the range as an actor. If you've watched Glass Onion or you've watched his comedy, he started out in comedies, not another teen movie, and then he sort of bridged that gap playing Captain America, going between being the straight guy and having his moments where he got to tell the joke or kind of have the small comedic punch in there. I think if you're going to put Duke in a movie, he just seemed to fit the mold. Like, as soon as you close your eyes, you're like, what guy could play Duke and really personifies the picture, the look, what we've seen in the comics. I went to college with Danny.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I also like Glenn is also a solid choice. Like, I was trying to think of less large, big name actors. And I'm bummed that I didn't think of that one, because I probably would have picked him as well. Like, can't go wrong either way.
And it's funny that you just said that, because I went with this guy. He's an up-and-comer, Harris Dickinson. He would play the role really well for Duke. And I think that you should probably, or at least for me, for some of the younger characters, you should go with some up-and-coming actors.
I totally agree.
Sometimes I think somebody like The Rock, somebody like Dennis Quaid, they kind of take away from the story and kind of building the characters. But Punk,
I like a happy anxiety, happy accidents. Robert Patterson is low light. Great eyes for a sniper.
Sparkly eyes.
I like going back to the one that you said. I can't remember his name for Hawk. I could not put Chris Evans in this. He is Captain America, and I also don't like Duke. So it doesn't that doesn't help that I don't like Duke. No, who's the other guy?
The guy that I picked.
Yeah. No, the guy next to him.
Yeah, Glenn Powell.
Yeah, it skipped over me talking about Glenn Powell, but go ahead, fuckers.
Well, I mean, he looks like he has, but I don't know anything that he's done. He looks
really Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, so he is the same guy. So
yeah, it's the same guy.
Glenn Powell
so this has to be from
what's his call sign?
Punk on the replay tomorrow. You're going to go back and go, oh, Zen said it was the same guy.
Well, that's what I thought, but when I'm looking at this, so this is from Devotion, because I was looking at the aircraft carrier.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he works perfect as.
I think he could do either character.
I don't see Duke as.
He's Hangman. He's Hangman.
Yeah.
In Maverick.
No, I know that.
Oh, sorry. You said you didn't know.
But looking at it, but here he is. He looks different, and I've only seen Devotion the one time. Duke does not have a sense of humor. He's boring. He's I don't know. I just see him as straight laced, and that's not Chris Evans. I'm not saying he can't play.
You shouldn't read his file. He's a man of action.
He is a man of action.
No, it's fair. I totally get what Punk is saying, and I agree, and I agree that like Duke is not. If I mention my favorite Joes, Duke never breaks into the top 10.
Yeah. I just have something against Duke because I like Stalker better. Stalker was the better field commander, field general, but I got to like him, but I got some love for Duke, but I love Stalker a little better. But You know, Duke was in there in the comics. He was cool in the comics. They made him cool, but you know, in the cartoon, he just took over. Like, where'd Stalker go? Holy shit! It just happened. I'm like, okay, but yeah, Glenn Powell. I think he could pull it off. You know, put him in the weight room a little bit. He pulled that off.
Yeah,
I didn't want to go too older with Duke or too younger with Duke. Kind of in the.
Well,
What do you put him in a weight room? Didn't you watch the beach scene? Offense on offense?
They were all ripped. They weren't bulky.
But you're not supposed to be.
Guy.
Yeah, I didn't say I wanted him big. I didn't pick Allen.
Thank God I haven't seen that. God,
all right, so Punk is also going with Glenn Powell here. So something we didn't really do, which I was hoping that we could do, is to highlight comments.
The chat.
In the chat of. So we'll do that going forward. Let's try. We're gonna.
KJ, where you at?
Talking about.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, most of the comments. Frank says Harris is a great pick. I'm not familiar with his work. Alexander Skarsgård is Duke from New York Knight.
Okay.
Scott Eastwood. I don't.
Okay.
Scott Eastwood looks like his dad when his dad was young, but does not.
He does.
He's a little more stiff as an actor, in my opinion.
That might work for Duke. Perfect.
I hear you. I hear you. I like him, and I want to like him because I love his dad.
I heard that, Punk, and I agree with you.
What happened?
No, he just said that might work for Duke.
Yeah, that Eastwood being more of a
very stoic
being
kind
like
of guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Alex Pettifer is Duke. I can see it, but I'm going to say no.
He's a little guy, huh?
Ooh,
he's relegated to C movies these days.
Mick Murphy went off the board, but
wasn't he in freaking that stripper move, Magic Mike?
Who?
Pettifer.
Yeah, maybe.
He was in part 2. He was in part 2, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was his character name? What?
I don't know, I forgot.
Come on, tell us on the DVD, like what time he shows up.
I don't know. My chick liked him though at the time.
Yeah.
What about Chris Pine for Duke?
No,
I thought about that, but yeah, I think he's too old.
Well, see, this
Brad
is where
Brad Pitt is 60.
It's kind of hard because the age range is all over the place.
It is. True. So anything's game.
But here's the thing. Everyone in Hollywood, for the most part, they keep themselves in great shape. So it really doesn't matter. Until you get into your like 70s where it's on, you can't tell. I mean, Hugh Jackman is much older. He shouldn't be playing Wolverine if you're talking 30 years ago. But today it doesn't really matter.
What's funny is he's ripped now more playing Wolverine than he was when he first did the role.
When he first played Wolverine,
he looked like he never picked up a weight in that first movie.
Well, me and Lawrence were talking not too long ago, and we're looking at Ernie Hudson's almost 80, and he looks freaking jacked.
No.
Oh yeah.
Tony was looking at Ernie Hudson all jacked. He just told me about it, and I went, okay, yeah.
He's big. I will.
Whoa!
Matt's giving this one as a joke, but Chris Pine is Chuckles, and I can actually see that because if you've watched Horrible Bosses, Chris Pine has comedic timing. Like and I know Chuckles isn't always a funny character, but like I think he has he can.
Are you and Mattson agreeing?
Yeah, I know.
Balls.
You could take his Captain Kirk character and turn it into Chuckles.
Yeah,
I
can see that.
Because he's the only one, like in the new Star Trek movie, that didn't try and play the old actors.
Ernie Hudson as Stalker.
Well, wait.
No, he's older Stalker.
So I'm going to say, I'm going to say to the chat, slow down on some of the characters.
Yeah.
We want to give you a voice,
presence,
and we're going to lose your comments. So we want to give you a voice.
Ooh, Liquid Identity said Henry Cavill for Duke.
Oh, that's
what?
It's kind of weird, huh?
I like Henry Cavill, but not Duke. No.
Yeah, me too.
Not giant.
I see Jensen Ackles for Duke.
And his girlfriend for Scarlett, his wife.
All right, how the heck do I get back to?
Oh my God!
Would you shut your pie hole? Thank you.
I mean,
I want to go back. You know who I could see play a pretty good
What do I do
Hawk
with my hands?
is David
Henry Cavill
Boreanaz.
would be a badass Flint. Man.
No, that dude. No, sorry.
Who?
All right, let's listen. We were just talking about a lot of man crushes, so let's move. Let's move on.
Sorry.
Let's move on to some females. So here we have this redhead. I'm assuming it's CoverGirl. I'm joking.
Oh, stop it! Stop
it's
it!
Glenda.
It's Scarlet.
It's Glenda, right? Right, David?
It's Glenda.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so over here on the left, we've got this is Romo's pick, right?
Oh, that's Ackles. Yeah.
Ackles. How do you say her name? Daniel?
What you David just said her husband's name. David just said her husband.
Jensen.
I want to know. I wonder why Spec doesn't like David Boreanaz so much.
I've worked with him. That's why.
That's probably why. I like Ackles, dude, because she look at her. I mean, I just wanted to be different, somebody else than you know the. I really liked. I didn't mind. What's her name in the first GIJoe movie as Scarlet? She was cool. Yeah,
she
I liked her a lot.
And win. She was in Star Trek. She was the green chick. She kind of like hit. Scarlet was her big role, and then she sort of like disappeared.
What was her name?
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but she was.
She was the first Scarlet. We'll just say that.
Well,
the Scarlet? The Scarlet in the Snake Eyes movie, I thought she was cool. She was all right.
She was fine. Rachel Nichols.
Rachel Nichols was it? Okay.
Samara Weaving, yeah. Samara Weaving was a good Scarlet, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Samara Weaving was good. And
Malin Ackerman, I could see that.
Malin Ackerman is badass. Yeah, I like her.
She was Bryce Dallas Howard is Scarlet. I'm gonna say no.
Not at all.
I'm gonna say that having just watched Argyle and wanting 2 hours of my life back.
Well, Spec, who is this woman on the right?
That's
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. That was your pick.
Yeah. I wanted to balance out my choice for another upcoming casting that we're gonna get to. I know that most people, when they're gonna cast these roles, they're gonna go for physical attraction first and then character second. And Emma Stone is a very beautiful actress, but she also has a lot of range. And she's done comedy. Action. She's done like Zombieland. She's done comedy. She's done very serious roles. She is a redhead. I think that she would be a very solid choice to carry the weight of that character.
Yeah, bro. Yes, exactly.
And what's funny is when Travis sent this assignment out to me,
Emily Blunt.
I thought we were just picking like our characters, and then he started hitting me with characters. So originally, guys, I didn't want Scarlet in the GIJoe movie.
Wow, are you kidding me? OG-13, baby.
I know that. I wanted her to come in later, and I was maybe leaning more towards a newcomer. So I wasn't really thinking of anybody just yet. And then just spur of the moment, I said Bella Thorne.
No. And I've worked with her too. And no.
Mine just Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, this wasn't a great choice for me because I felt like it was pushed on me. But how about you,
Emily Blunt was a good choice. Charlize Theron, yeah, she's too old. Karen Gillan,
a little old.
Kate Beckinsale, if she was a little younger, would be a great choice. Kate Beckinsale would be a good Baroness.
That's a good one.
She'd be a great Baroness, badass Baroness. Ooh, she would go over the top.
But
Becky Lynch.
We want to hear Lawrence's choice.
Yeah, Lawrence, who would you do for Scarlet?
Honestly, I go back to the first movie and I would recast her.
Nichols?
I thought she was perfect. Yeah, I thought she was perfect for the role.
She was cool.
Fair
she could carry it. She
didn't
physicality. I like her.
Yeah, you didn't get the feeling like she was going to get her ass beat. She's beautiful, but you didn't get the like, oh, you're too pretty. She had a tough look to her. And I thought, again, the movie, both of those movies, the casting wasn't always the problem.
No, you're right, especially with the the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow.
But and again, I know I said like it doesn't really matter how old you are, but you still have to have a look. And unfortunately, the way women's bodies start to break down, whether they go too skinny or too big, as they get older, it goes pretty quickly a lot of the time.
DJ McFly has spoken.
I mean, I don't mind the Snake Eyes movie Scarlet, but I didn't think she was as good as
Will, there you go.
As the first one.
There you go. We got some good choices out there in the chat.
Yes. The chat is rocking.
Yeah, yep. I hope this is working for everybody out there, but
yeah, hey chat, let us know if we're screwing up. I want to keep you involved.
Well, we went from this in support of Millie Bobby Brown to this. No Millie Bobby Brown.
And I'll disagree. She's not terrible. I don't know where that. Her last movie was terrible. The Damsel film was not great, but she's a good actress.
All right, so up next we've got Roadblock, and we've got for Roadblock. It looks like two of us here went with Winston Duke, and I just revealed that I am one of those two. So is Spec. So what was your thinking here, dude?
I mean, he was a standout in Black Panther.
Yeah, he was.
He's physically big. He can be very intimidating.
Steals every scene.
He steals the scene, and he can be funny when the time calls for it. He did do that Netflix movie. Was it with Mark Wahlberg? I don't remember who it was. It wasn't the greatest movie. But I don't know. Like, I think physically and performance-wise, he could give us a solid Roadblock.
Who scoffs at tradition?
Yes, I like Kevin Hart.
Mini me Roadblock.
They shrunk him in the dryer.
He's mini black.
Badass as M'Baku.
Yeah,
it was M'Baku. He was awesome. And I think I had me and Punk had talked a while, and I said, I don't know, I picked this one, that one, and I named him. And I don't think Larry liked it too.
I know, much. I don't.
And real quick for the chat, remember, guys, stay when you're throwing out your choices. Stay with the characters we're on. Don't go off on the tangents.
Yeah, they're going crazy with other people. Check out these ones, and we'll highlight you because we want you to
New York Knights and Michael J. White.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't mind the Michael J. White, but I think he's too small.
But he's an asshole.
Like,
he's very arrogant, but he's not. Roadblock's not a martial arts guy, and he's really tall.
No, Eric Thurman. Ronnie Coleman has the weirdest fucking voice. No.
Well, wait.
Ronnie Coleman, the bodybuilder?
Yes.
He can't walk anymore.
Ronnie Coleman
can't even walk anymore.
I know.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna say why I picked Winston Duke before we go on to Roman.
Yaya is pretty badass.
But I think this
working with Yaya.
This dude's badass. He could shave his head. He would steal every scene. That's basically why I picked him. And then we'll go to Tony's pick, and then Punk, you could tell us who you would pick. Oh, that's still me, I guess. Whoops.
That's still you. Yeah,
this guy, Terry Crews.
Terry. Let's go, Terry. All you got to see is Expendables. Hey.
He might be the perfect pick.
He could be he could be serious. He could be funny. You could see him putting the chef's hat on and cooking up some stuff as Roadblock. That's why I picked Terry.
I love Terry Crews. My only problem with him is he's always Terry Crews.
He's like The Rock is always The Rock.
Exactly. But
okay.
Even The Rock has slightly more range. Terry Crews is always Terry Crews.
But Terry Crews's personality is Roadblock.
He could be Roadblock Marvin.
That's what I'm saying.
Hinton.
Like, Tony and I were talking about this earlier, and if you said you have to cast one person, this is the perfect casting.
That's what
Not only does he look like him, he has the funny acting chops. He can be serious. He's always in great shape, like Roadblock size shape. But it's the comedy chops that he does.
I could see him pulling off the line from I think it's G.I. Joe Resolute. It was like a little mini clip where
I love that.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. The mini
where
clip that
Snake
was like
Eyes
a
is
little
there?
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he just turns to Duke after all the action and goes, "We got a ninja?"
We got a ninja.
And I could
Yes,
see
Eric,
Terry
thank
Crews
you.
doing that.
I did nail it, Eric. Thank you so much.
All right. So Punk, your choice for Roadblock.
It's Terry Crews.
It's Terry Crews.
Yeah. I mean, and I've said that for years. That I mean, from the first time, I didn't think The Rock worked because The Rock is The Rock, and he tries to take over every movie rather than being part of an ensemble. That's now his new thing. I mean, he did it when he came back to the WWF. He had to make it about himself. His ego is as big as his steroid muscles are. And I'll say it again. Name one wrestler that's gotten bigger when they've left wrestling. Only The Rock has. But he doesn't take steroids.
Look what Frank says. Wait a minute. Hold on, KJ. Are we taking forever on Joe's, guys? I'm sorry, but we're having fun.
No, but we got to include audience, and
we want to include you guys.
We're trying something new tonight. Since
in the picks, I know it's
since I don't know where to put my hands.
I agree with everything
Cobra
you say about The Rock. I like The Rock, and I think he's extremely charismatic.
I love The Rock. I love The Rock.
But it's true. Like, he comes into a role, he tries to take over. He has to be like the number one on the call sheet. He has to be and it gets in the way of things. Which is funny because in Pain and Gain, he's fantastic and he's not trying to take over. He's playing that part.
I agree with Mark Wahlberg in Pain and Gain. He was different, right? I don't know why, but I was like, wow, okay, The Rock's going to be an actor. He was different in that. He didn't try to take it over.
No, he was trying to act.
He did his freaking role.
But it's that thing, like when he was cast in G.I. Joe, they were like, "You're going to be the main draw of G.I. Joe."
They told him that, yeah.
And it's the same with Fast and Furious. We're bringing you in to help revitalize the franchise and like put it back on the rails, which then led into the the big feud.
I did not mind Hobbs. I liked Hobbs.
I liked Hobbs too, but the Hobbs and Shaw movie was not good.
Right?
And
no, I didn't see that.
You can see where his ego ran wild with that movie. Especially doing the whole Samoa thing at the end and bringing in Roman Reigns and the family and
Gun Bunny, The Rock, and Get Shorty was hilarious.
And that was like his big break into acting.
That was his break. That
Scorpion was King, but like that was his. People noticed that he could do he had more range.
KJ says
he is so talented in everything he does. And he seems like a really good guy, but he takes over everything. Yeah. And he knows he's taking everything over.
Yep. So, ready for the next one, Baldy?
All right. Well, before we go and we finish up with Roadblock, Terry Crews is not only perfect for Roadblock, but he would steal this franchise as well. And I'm asking KJ to jump in with a slide here. So KJ was very quick with the fingers. He got Terry Crews as He-Man.
Now this might be a race swap I can get down with.
Me too. Be serious about him.
Does he have the power?
I love that look, dude. Terry Crews is the man, bro.
He'd be the one when people would be like, "I just can't believe they made He-Man black," and you'd be like, "Shut your mouth." That's Terry Crews.
Yeah, that's Terry Crews.
Especially if he had the blonde hair. Like he has the blonde hair.
So special thanks to Blank Genghis for pulling that up for us.
Look at Eric. Eric is dying.
That was awesome. All right, Eric. So somebody said, "Are we ever going to get the Cobra?" Well, Cobra is next.
Cobra is next.
So here we go with Cobra, and it looks like we are starting with Cobra Commander.
Oh, man.
Boom.
Ooh.
Gary Oldman.
Ooh, hey, now.
Who picked Gary Oldman?
Not me.
Not me.
That was me. Yeah.
The one asking picked him. Damn you, Zen.
Well,
Mr.
you know what?
Pimentel.
I picked Gary Oldman because it's freaking Gary Oldman, and he's
he can do
amazing.
it in a heartbeat like nothing.
Yeah,
Cobra Commander.
Because he
a
can bring
chameleon.
that craziness. He can bring stoic. He can go back and forth with the emotions that I think Cobra Commander needs. And I'm basing my Cobra Commander off of Cobra Commander in GIJoe Resolute. I think that was the best.
Oh, yes.
depiction.
Oh, my God. Exactly.
It's
Resolute
the best
was so
depiction.
hardcore. It's so sucky that it's not around anymore. Like, continued. But everybody in the chat is like on your nuts, Baldy. They're all saying that's the shit, you know.
I think this is really good because
Oldman.
first off, it has to be someone who can act with their body language, because you're not going to see facial features. It's kind of like when I say, like, I'm not going to do like a Thursday with a friend with an avatar, because there's no face to face. So you have to really be able to act and demonstrate with your body. And we know you're not going to get hooded Cobra Commander, so you can't even get that. And I think he could pull this off.
It's different than Ray Park, because Ray could be Snake Eyes in his sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's one of the baddest martial artists there is, and he rocked that role, and he would have to do it.
You have to have hand like Snake Eyes he has to be stoic, but then fight.
And he's lucky he doesn't
have to be animated.
And I feel like with Gary Oldman, one, you're getting a great voice. You're getting the body language that you said. But then, two, at the big finale, when somebody removes his mask, whether it's in the first movie, second movie, third movie, if it happens, and they do that because Hollywood does that. But you could have Gary Oldman in there.
Oldman.
Yep. There we go.
Never show his face.
Old man.
McMurphy.
Solid choice.
Hey, all I remember from Gary. Who do I bring? Everyone.
Yes, from The Professional. Yep. And that's what I mean. He could kill that. He could kill it.
He was popping those pills, whatever they were. Uh-oh.
And here we
That's
get.
what I'm talking about.
I think we're good with my choice. Let's go with the second choices here. We got, who went with Timothy? Timothy.
I did.
And I can never say his name. I don't even think he can say his own last name.
Oliphant. Timothy Oliphant.
Oliphant.
He's a fantastic actor. Cobra Commander is, as you said, he's a difficult one to cast because he's in a mask most of the time.
Right.
And I kind of based my choice for Oliphant, who I also think could play a multitude of Joe characters or other Cobra characters, more off the comic, used car salesman that radicalized and formed a militia, essentially. He's a fantastic actor. He's great to watch. I'm a huge Justified fan. He's also been in played bad guys in other films. What was the one? It was like My Neighbor's a Porn Star or something like that.
With Oliphant?
Yeah, he was like the bad guy producer, skeezy dude.
Yeah, I don't know. My neighbor actually has got an OnlyFans.
Go next door.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think he'd be a solid choice.
All right. And then Tony, explain your choice.
Oscar Isaac, I think he could do it. I mean, he did, crazy, cool, different guy as Moon Knight. And I think he could pull it off, dude. He's a little, I don't think he's that tall. I don't know how tall Cobra Commander is supposed to be, but
I don't think he has to be.
He doesn't have to be, but I think he'd be a badass terrorist guy with no scruples. I think he could pull it off. Definitely has the acting chops. But with these two, I mean, Timothy Oliphant, he could be some other guy, and he could still be. He could pull off Cobra Commander. His range is, both of these guys' ranges are crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not I wouldn't say Timothy Olyphant. Hell no. I'd be like, well, he could
Oscar
do it.
Isaac is my birthday twin.
Is it? Same
Yeah,
thing.
same year, same day, same month.
Oscar Isaac seems,
Oh, wow.
seems like a freaking cool ass dude, man.
And Punk.
Who's in here? Mads Mikkelsen for Cobra Commander. I could see that.
I could see that big time.
Well,
Bryan Cranston.
let's go with Punk's choice, and then we'll
Punk, what
highlight
do you
some
think?
more in the comments.
So I think Gary Oldman is the perfect one. I think you nailed it. Timothy Olyphant, no way. I love him too much. He has to have facial character. You have to see his facial expressions. He has to be a Joe. He fits perfect. Justified is the second best police show right behind the Shield.
He's great. Yeah.
I think that Oscar Isaac is perfect because he's a wonderful actor that gets put in shit movies like Star Wars and Apocalypse. And Moon Knight was okay. It should have been better. So he would fit perfect for Cobra Commander when they fucked this movie up too.
He was fantastic in Triple Frontier. He was.
I have not.
I loved it,
and I think he's a great actor.
You didn't see Triple Frontier? Oh wow, that movie's awesome. You saw that, David? You didn't like it?
No.
Triple Frontier? Oh, I liked it.
You're
mad because they killed Ben Affleck.
I don't care about that.
So
There's some other good choices. Oscar Isaac for Tomax and Xamot. That I'm gonna let that one slide because he's on the screen.
A little older.
Listen,
I can see that.
The only way Tomax and Xamot get cast if you go back in time and you get the fucking
twins from Rad.
From fucking Rad. Okay, those are the only.
They were the ultimate. I'm sorry, back in the 80s, they were the ultimate Tomax and Xamot. I have to agree.
As a kid, I'm just like, they need to do a movie just because of that.
That's all. When I saw that movie, that's all I thought about was Tomax and Xamot when I seen them damn twins.
Well, you know that's who they're based on, right?
Ooh.
I'm not sure.
Rex and Rod.
But Christoph Waltz for Cobra Commander.
He would kill that.
I could see that. He's
I could see that
part of the guy.
He's awesome, dude. He's so badass, dude.
Alan Rickman, unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. Javier Bardem, no. I'm gonna say no.
No.
Sean Bean, I'm gonna say
no. Good choices though, Chad. Thanks for spotlighting them.
You can't shoot down their choices. Those are their choices.
It's their choices, but I'm just, that's not for me.
Spotlighting them.
I'm spotlighting them.
Hey,
and then I'm gaslighting them.
Cillian Murphy, Tomax and Xamot. Holy.
Well, I only did the Tomax and Xamot because it was Oscar Isaacs. We got to remember not to stray too far from the path. Timothy Dalton.
A little older.
That's not bad. Timothy Dalton.
Oh, Cobra Commander. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Idris Elba would be badass.
Cobra Commander.
He can pull it off with some power and some authority. Timothy Dalton.
I could see that. Well,
I could see that as well.
I think we're good with Cobra Commander for the time being. Let's go over to the Baroness. And for the Baroness, it looks like we've got our Baroness cover from IDW right in the middle. And Baroness is everywhere on the GIJoe social media pages. These guys are thirsty for Baroness. So whose choices are this? This is
I picked Emilia
Clarke, right? Who was that? Yours, Tony?
Yeah, Emilia Clarke was mine.
I didn't even recognize her with the dark hair.
I didn't either. I'm like, oh, that's Emilia. Wow. Yes, sir. Thanks, Travis. You hooked it up. I just keep seeing her with the freaking platinum blonde hair from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But I thought she, after Game of Thrones, I'm like, yeah, she could be. I keep on thinking of the stature of. To me, I think the Baroness is tall, but she doesn't have to be that tall.
Right.
And I think Emilia would pull it off really good. I mean, I don't know who's the one on the right. I totally can't.
Ana de Armas.
Oh, and
Yeah.
That's an
I
interesting.
like that one
picture.
too. I like
we,
that one
we
too.
saw that she can do action in the Bond movie.
Yeah.
We know that she has range as an actress through her other work. And we're about to see her really do action when she's in the John Wick spinoff for the ballerina. Wood Bunny.
Wood Bunny. Oh my god, it's between. Oh my god. Anyway,
I don't know who
All
that
I
is.
right.
like Gaz. I do like. I love Haley Atwell.
I love Haley
I'm not
Atwell.
sure.
I wouldn't
Huh.
cast her as Baroness. I might
Me
do her as
neither.
like a cover girl.
Cover girl, right, David?
Okay.
Yeah, but she has the accent already. Like she, you know.
Oh well.
I mean, I know it's not the same, but it's she doesn't have an American accent. So
Mattson's talking about Amelia can't act, dude. She was great in Game of Thrones, wasn't she? Not bad.
She was actually really good in Terminator Genesis playing the younger Sarah Connor, but that movie was just trash.
I like
So
that movie.
Oh,
it got overlooked.
I enjoyed that movie.
Well, you guys are gonna probably laugh at my pick, but I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain it here, and let's see if the comments section or if Punk agrees with me again. I went with Gal
Ooh.
Gadot.
Solid choice.
I can see that. I can see War Chest's Aisa Gonzalez. She's
Did you see her? Did you see that movie Red Notice with
Yes.
her, Ryan Reynolds, The Rock?
That is a good
I don't remember.
movie.
I think I
That
did
is
see it.
fun.
That's a fun movie, right, Punk?
Yep.
And that's what gave me the idea. I was like, I think she could pull off the Baroness.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, Oz. I think Famke Janssen could kill it still.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
And Punk, who would you go with? Who's your gut feeling for the Baroness?
So I'm gonna go. Well, I think you nailed it here with her. Again,
Why not? Why not? Why
again,
not?
they don't have they don't have an American accent, so it already leds into it that you're not looking at someone going, oh, I know that I already know that they're American. I still like the first Baroness. I think she was perfect.
I do too.
She needed to have a better accent. I will give you that, but her look and everything was just dead on.
Sienna
He's
Miller.
good.
Yes. Now you bring up her, and
Sienna Miller's cool.
again, how even her character in Wonder Woman is so much like the Baroness. Even her Diana portrayal is so much like the Baroness.
Yeah.
But I mean, this I wouldn't be pissed at all. I'd say, you know what, good job, because they're not going to cast anyone from the original movies.
Liquid Identity was saying
if
Jennifer
they did, they'd
Connelly,
cast
and
the
I'm like,
wrong one.
I'm down with that.
Which was it, Tony?
Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly in her career opportunity days. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Well, see, I thought of that too, but then I'm thinking like her age now.
She still looks good. I mean, she's a lot thinner, but she could kill
beautiful.
Here's
I would
one
love
of the
to see her
problems.
as a bad girl. I would love to see Gal Gadot being evil, being a bad girl. Yeah, too. So.
Here's one problem that I have is when you have characters that specifically have accents from that is who they are, and then you bring in known actors and actresses that either have the accent and then they get rid of it, or they don't have it and they create it. A lot of times you're too drawn into going, that's not their voice, and that. So I have a huge issue with that.
Okay.
So I think she works perfectly.
I can understand that. I am still messing up how to do this.
Honestly, it's difficult. I do. Don't worry.
It's tough. Yeah, you're doing great.
All right, thanks, guys.
You're doing great, Baldy. Come on now.
All right, so we got our beautiful thirst out of the way for the Baroness.
So I want to address what Will R is saying here.
Okay.
You are absolutely correct. They are actors. They are meant to do, not that one, the one below that. So I understand what you're saying, but I'm talking about characters that are already established, that I already have a sense of how they're supposed to sound. And I don't expect them to sound the exact same, but when I see a known actress and all of a sudden she has a different type of accent,
Oz.
it pulls away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was hot.
Sienna Miller pulled away from it. Yeah.
But Sienna Miller wasn't
Well,
she wasn't she wasn't a household name like a Toy Kind of Mood.
A Tony kind of mood. I'm sorry.
well, the whole accent thing. Remember, Halle Berry started with an accent as Storm,
Ooh, DJ.
and then totally abandoned it.
Idris as Destro.
Well, we're not at Destro.
Sorry,
just
I'm
yet,
sorry.
guys.
I'm getting ahead of myself here.
We're not at Destro just yet. Actually, the big pick for everybody was not Destro at all, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It was Zartan.
Dude, I'm sorry. That's perfect. I'm done.
And I guess I should have saved that for last because Christian Bale is my pick for Zartan.
He'd do it and he'd get an Academy Award.
And the reason I went with Christian Bale was the dude is already a chameleon. The guy can play any role.
Anything.
That's what Zartan needs to be. He can be a bulking guy. He can lose weight. He can switch up his accent. He can just blend in. And that's why I felt like Christian Bale is my Zartan.
And afterwards, in all the interviews he'd do, he'd probably say, I had so much fun doing this character.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll come back to the chat to see if anybody agreed with me on that. But
Ooh, Will R had a good one. Michael Fassbender. Wow.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender be good.
oh, that's a good one.
Wow. Go ahead. I like Manu Bennett.
So who went with Manu?
I did.
You did.
Yes.
And why'd you pick him?
I think he'd look great. He looked great in the role, and he needs more roles to do. And I just think he's top notch, and he's someone who you don't even Manu Bennett. Who did he do?
I could see that.
Just give him something like this, and he'd kill.
All right, and then Spec, you went with Ben Foster.
Ben Foster. And the term has come up twice, once with Gary Oldman, now with Christian Bale, chameleon. This guy is a chameleon because if you look him up and you look and sit there and you're like, wait, that was him? Wait, that was him? He is completely different and damn near unrecognizable in every role that he does.
All right,
that's the quality that we need for a Zartan.
And that's kind of why I went with Christian Bale, but I can see this working with Ben Foster as well.
Yeah,
for
Ben
the
Foster
same
could
reason.
do anything.
And Punk, your choice for Zartan.
I can't go with the Ben Foster. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, nope, don't see it.
In this one, I don't know,
but that's
I like
basing
Manu.
it off one picture, and you got to look at all of his other roles. But I mean, I respect
Manu
that.
from Spartacus, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. And again, I would have been wrong when I was younger and said you put Mr. Mom as Batman.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, that actor, he's
that was
badass.
a universal uproar. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember that too.
I think Christian Bale. I think you nailed it with Christian Bale.
Manu was a great Deathstroke.
I hope everybody's listening. I got nailed 3 times tonight by Punk.
Dry.
I was about to say. I hope you're not sore
at all.
And then
Ben Foster would be a badass snow job. Will R.
Yeah, there we go.
Crispin
Glover.
Oh God, no.
Crispin
Glover
as Zartan.
Where'd
a younger
that come
Mickey
from?
Rourke.
Well, wait, that says Crispin
Mickey
Glover.
Rourke as Zartan.
No, Mickey Rourke is Big Boa.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
Way too small.
Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke's huge, dude.
That dude blew himself up pretty big.
but he's old and big boys. I mean, big
Well,
boys.
he's
True,
old
that's
now.
true. I
We're
get it.
talking.
I
We're
get it.
talking younger.
Ed Viper Scout, Mickey Rourke for Crispin Glover for a Raptor. Crispin Glover for Raptor.
All right, I'm trying to see this next.
I like Rourke as Crackmaster.
There you go. That'd be crazy.
His skin's already melting off like an alligator or crocodile.
All right, so
Oh my God, look at Frank.
Stallone is Big Bella. All right, so let's move on to Destro. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see who we have as a choice here. And this was me. I went with Henry Cavill as Destro.
Younger Destro, right on.
And the reason I went with
why younger? He's gonna have a mask on.
Don't matter.
well, I didn't say younger. Isn't Henry Cavill about 40 years old?
No,
I
I'm
think
just
so.
wondering what Tony said.
Liam Neeson is Destro.
Yeah, I could see that. But the reason I went with him is he's a big physicality. I think he could pull off just the guy who's he wants the world, but he also wants to watch it burn. You know what I mean?
So he's Joker? He's the Joker now, right?
He's not the Joker. He's not the Joker, but he's willing to watch the world fight and make the weapons for both sides and kind of manipulate in the background. I think Henry Cavill could pull that off. I don't know. Am I wrong?
Mm.
I like your pick for him.
I mean, it's okay if you guys don't.
No, I want him to be
like
somebody else.
Destro, in my opinion, is one of the bigger Cobras. He should be taller than.
Yes.
He should be looking down at Cobra Commander, and I think this guy does it. And here's the other thing why I think he would be great. Let's say he's doing a movie and he has a mustache. Well, if they need to do reshoots, they're just going to put a mask over him so they don't have to get rid of the mustache.
And eyebrows.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
See?
That's never been done before. So.
No, but this way you put a mask over so it doesn't look like someone put Vaseline over it like George Lucas did to get rid of the wheels on the speeder.
I see Henry Cavill as Flint.
Well, I hit that because I thought we were done with Henry Cavill, but yes, I could see him as Flint. And then we got these two actors here. Stellan, how do you say his name? Stellan Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Who picked him?
I did, but I messed up. I didn't want Stellan. I wanted the guy who played
Bill.
Tarzan. The others.
Oh, well, there's like three. There's Stellan.
There was like
there's
3,
Bill.
4.
Well, you made your bed. You have to sleep in it.
No, I don't. I could change that shit right the fuck now.
And Spec, you went with Hemsworth.
I went with Hemsworth. Because
Okay.
it's the same as you said.
Alexander Skarsgård, not Stellan. Stellan is who in Marvel? I forgot the doctor's name.
Well, it's funny that both your choices are from Thor.
I know, right? I'm sorry, Alexander Skarsgård. So
Okay.
my fault. I think I told Travis the wrong one. But
Well,
there's
you
so many
done fucked up.
Skarsgårds, so shit. My bad.
All right. And Punk, what do you think of these choices?
I love Chris Hemsworth, and he has the size and everything, but I also see him as a Joe because I mean his comedic timing, and what's the Netflix movie that
Extraction.
Yeah, and I
man.
enjoy those, but I think comedically, I don't see him as Destro.
But have you ever seen Bad Times at the El Royale?
Yes.
He
can act, and yeah. But what I'm saying for me, I would want to see his face. I want to see those acting chops. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And for Destro, I mean, I see Destro as being serious almost all the time. Tony's accident pick is awesome, other than he's just way too small. Like he's not a physical presence.
He could kill it, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that's why I picked Alexander, because he could kill the physical.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I could see that, but yeah, there's a physicality behind Destro. He's supposed to be big, intimidating. He really is. I mean, again, I go back to GIJoe Resolute.
And look at that smile. I mean, that smile, that is a happy smile. That smile on Destro there is a shit-eating grin.
My dear Cobra Commander.
Which I totally think he could do. But it's an interesting thing because like somebody else said Idris for Destro, which I can totally see. And he's got the physicality. But again, he's somebody whose face you'd want to see also.
Look at Jamelin. Jamelin rocked it.
Well, I like this one.
Sorry. Go ahead with that one.
No, what's his name? Got it. No, I can't think of it.
Aaron.
Oh, I know what it is, but I can't.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart. I could see
Gerard
him.
Butler.
I could see Gerard Butler all day.
Again, physical presence. And don't get me. I know guys can bulk up, but when you get to someone like that, he's also older and it takes longer to bulk up. Where both Hemsworth and Superman are already there.
Yeah, they're there.
And they keep themselves there. They
can do multiple movies too because they're not older guys, but you know, I mean,
they could do it for a couple movies, or if it were TV, they could do it for a couple seasons.
Yeah, but my issue with Hemsworth is I would want him in another role where you get to see him as his character. But again, I feel like everything has to fit. But I think he's. I mean, I was just talking to someone about the last National Lampoon's Vacation with him giant penis that he keeps. I don't care what anyone says. That movie's fucking hilarious.
No, but I would think, what's his name? Chris Hemsworth. You want to see Tyler Rake in a G.I. Joe flick. He could even be Tyler Rake.
Well, Punk, you're right. In that last Vacation movie, he steals every freaking scene that he's in.
And he's the only reason to watch the girl Ghostbusters.
Right. I was just going to say, he's the best part of that movie. He's the only good part. Not
the best. There are no other good parts in that whole fucking movie.
Eric, I would do the other Hemsworth as Dusty, who's the younger brother?
The smaller one.
What's his name, David?
Oh,
Liam. There's three brothers. There's Chris, Liam, and I don't remember the third.
Yeah, Liam could do Dusty.
Funny fact, I don't remember which Thor movie it is, but there's a Thor movie, the Thor movie where Thor comes back and Matt Damon is playing Loki in the play. That is one of the other characters in there is the other Hemsworth brother.
Yeah,
that's right.
The fake Thor is
fake Thor.
Yeah,
it's him and Matt Damon. Matt Damon's Loki,
he's like,
right?
Yeah, he's like the third Manning brother that no one knows.
Exactly.
Well, somebody, Liquid Identity said, "What about Dave?"
Luke. It was Luke Hemsworth. It was Luke Hemsworth.
Yeah, Luke, Liam, and Chris. That's what it is.
Luke, yeah.
I think Dave Bautista would be good.
Dave Bautista to be Big Boa.
He has a place in Hollywood, but he's also I don't think he has the same acting chops that The Rock and John Cena have shown. Although, I mean, he is branching out, but he's just kind of weird.
Okay.
Like when he's cast is what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah, he's hard to cast, is what you're saying.
I would definitely do a Big Boa.
Like John Cena, to me, he
can do it.
He's hilarious. Like he fits
Funny.
So good in that latest one on, I think it's Netflix.
No, the Ricky Stenicki.
Ricky Stenicki.
That's Amazon.
I didn't watch it yet. I heard it's funny.
Which is the one where he was a drug dealer? That was freaking hilarious. With the two girls, the two girl comedians, and John Leguizamo. It was
I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't know that one.
John Leguizamo and the two girl comedians, and John Cena was a drug dealer. It was freaking hilarious. I got uppers, I got downers, I got shit to find your dick, shit to lose your dick. I got shit
yes,
this. I got
sounds funny.
Molten Santi says, Batista in movies feels like we have all been pranked. I agree. Like,
I don't know. He's for his small role in Blade Runner 2049. He was fantastic. He did a really good job in Dune films. Yeah,
he was in Dune.
He was one of the Harkonnens.
He was a Bond villain too.
He was a Bond villain, which more silent. And he was obviously Drax, which was his best role to date. And then he did Stuber, which I worked on a little bit. He did. What else did he do? He's been in a bunch of stuff. The Glass Onion people.
Yeah. Yep.
Which he was great in. He's
Frank got me. It was Sisters with
better and better and better. Like the more and he said it. He's being choosier about his roles. He doesn't want to be the big action star like Rock, and I don't think he wants to be the big comedic guy like Cena. He wants more serious, real fair. And it's funny. I don't. Did Travis only give you like 4 and 4 for 4 Joes and 4 Cobra?
No, I have 5. I gave him some more. Extra. We got more.
I gave him extra for mine.
Because I did cast Batista, and he wasn't my first choice initially. And if he's in this, I'll get to that. But
I saw this come up a couple times, so now we're going to go into what Travis dubbed the wild card.
Quickly, let me ask.
Punk, stop interrupting.
Wait, I'm sorry. Spec, do you know Paul Walker?
No, I did.
Okay,
I worked.
So Paul Walker as barbecue. Yes.
Okay.
I worked with his brothers after he died to finish.
Did you
Fast
not
7.
get it?
No,
I got it.
I got it.
Oh, wow.
I'm just totally ignoring that one. It's just.
Come on. What did you expect from me?
If you guys follow Punk on social media at all, as soon as an actor dies, within minutes,
only on my personal Facebook,
he's got a meme up.
It's never too soon, Will.
Punk don't give two shits.
I always say too soon, and he always tells me
man.
it's never too soon.
So
Viper
wrong.
Scout.
So wrong. Go ahead.
Look at what do Viper Scout. That one, oof.
Did he rock it? Did he rock? Hold on. Where's Viper? Where's Ed?
It's 4th up from the bottom.
Oh my God. Oh no, I got it. There you go.
Come
no,
on.
Above. Go up. Over Frank's thing. There we go.
And this was the last time I was asked to come on this show.
All right. Well, you guys said that you had some other choices out there. So Travis did put together some wild cards for us. All right. And we're going to dive right into it because I saw this come up in the chat. This was my pick for rock and roll. Chris Hemsworth.
I could see that all day.
Yeah, I can see. I can't not see it looking at these 2 pictures.
Well, Travis backed me up on this one for sure.
He could do it. He could drop the accent. He's been shown to drop the accent too. So
yeah,
why not?
In this movie,
kill it as rock and roll.
In this movie, he would drop the accent at times, but then it would be right back. That was in Extraction. He did it all the time. He'd drop it and then it'd come right back.
Okay. All right.
He can't do it like Christian can.
Well, it looks like the way that Travis set this up, and I really need to make more time because he puts in so much work to really look over all this before we're going live with it. But there's no other choices here for rock and roll. This was just the wild card, so it looks like the format's going to be just a pick here, a pick there. So the next choice up is Sergeant Slaughter, and we've got
this one's going to be controversial.
Is his last name Remus? I think I know who.
This is Spec. This is
Nope,
Spec all day.
I went total left field on this one.
That will work, and that would be awesome. I would think.
Thank you. I initially
he would kill it. He would kill seriousness. I think.
I think that's a good choice.
I initially
You'd
picked
have it.
Cena, but he's too goofy, and I like Cena. And then I thought about Alan Richmond, who I think would kill it. Richson. But I want to give Batista a shot at this. He can do the mustache. He's got the bald head. He's got the physical size. You just cover up the makeup, the tattoos with body makeup. I think that he could do the drill sergeant.
How about this? Batista as Sergeant Slaughter, but a turncoat and he's Cobra. It's like when he turned his back on Hulk Hogan in the USA.
Slaughter. I think Batista would kill it as Sergeant Slaughter. And you'd look at Sergeant Slaughter in a whole new light after he got done training everybody. Ooh, that might be the pick of the night so far, David.
That's a pretty good pick.
I thought that would be the most hated pick.
Not for me, bro. I'm like, that's making me think. Sergeant Slaughter is not too serious to me. Now, with this casting, ooh.
But I still hate Sergeant Slaughter, so I don't know.
I know, but dude, Dave would.
If you made him Cobra, I mean it. Like, he turned his back on Hulk Hogan in the USA.
Here we go again.
And then
where's Ken? Where's Ken?
And then I was meant to believe
what about,
that the Iron Sheik was Colonel Mustafa.
Will's got a great choice for Sarge.
Punk? He's too little.
That's because when I push my jaw out, I look like him.
All right. Well, let's see. Who do we got up next? So we got.
We got to go back to some Joe.
We are going back to some Joe. As soon as I figure out what I did with the slide, here we go. I got it. So for Shooter.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
She's an up-and-coming actress. Her name's Alicia Wainwright. And the reason I went with Shooter was back to my OG-13, OG-14, where you could just have this, you could kind of use that retcon story that they did and have her in the background, and it could be maybe the big sacrifice that moves GIJoe to the next level, that moves them into recruiting more people. But if you guys know the story of Shooter, or if you don't, maybe I just spoiled it a little bit for you, but they retconned her into the first episode. The first issue of GIJoe. And this was our character.
But she was supposed to be a man back then.
What? Was she? You never saw her.
That's why Cage's Customs Johnny keeps calling her a tranny. Oh, the tranny? She ain't my original 14.
That's messed up.
Because it's supposed to be a dude and they retcon to do all kind of shit, made her a girl and all that. I like the character of Shooter being female. I like it. But after he kept saying that, I was like, you fucker, shut up.
So that's always in your head now.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that Shooter's a tranny.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But go ahead.
So, two things. If you're going to do Shooter, Zoe, I can't pronounce her last name.
Zazie Beetz?
Zoe, I don't know.
Zoe Kravitz?
No.
Zoe
Catwoman?
No, isn't it Zoe from Star Trek and
Zeldana.
Yeah, Zeldana.
Zeldana.
Yeah. She's in that. She's also in I think it's the Amazon TV series, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So she would be perfect. Also, until just now, I didn't realize how ugly of an action figure this is.
No, that looks nasty, right?
Like I didn't. I have her. I didn't realize she was that ugly, but
I have her, and I didn't know she was that.
I think
ugly.
it's the angle. Looks
I
much
think
better.
it's the angle and the lighting because I think she's a great figure.
Yeah, she's awesome. I like her. The figure.
Yeah, that's a
how
good
you
one.
leaving off the gun, huh?
Huh?
So, all right, we're going to the next one. We got Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow up next. Who
Yeah, finally.
I
Down to the
actually
meat and potatoes of this.
I completely skipped those two characters.
Me
Why
too.
would you skip the? Yeah, baby, come on.
All right, so who went with Romo? You had Snake Eyes.
Scott Adkins can kill it as Snake Eyes.
He's the
Even if
dude
he's
that
not
came
showing
up
his
with the
face.
diet, right?
Huh?
He's the dude that came up with the diet.
No. That's that other fool.
Only
He played.
Smack got that.
He played the big fat gold tooth German guy in John Wick 4 in a fat
Yes.
suit.
Ah,
Dude, that is Ben Stiller. You want Ben Stiller as Snake Eyes?
Ben Stiller, fool.
Look at
Scott
that. That is
Adkins,
Ben
big
fucking
nerd.
Stiller right there.
Ben Stiller. Here we go. He hadn't done shit in 10 years.
nah, that's not Ben Stiller. That's Gaylord Fokker.
Scott Adkins. What's he's in Undisputed. He's Boyka. He does all those Undisputed movies, and he's a
Yeah,
badass
he's like
stuntman.
he's like a BC movie kind of guy.
Yeah,
He's been wanting
Scott
to break
Adkins, he
things,
was in
but
the John Wick, get that fat dude. But I mean, if Ray Park can't do it, you get Scott Adkins will kill it. And Rain killed it as in the Ninja Assassin movie. I was like, this guy's a singer. He's like an entertainer. I'm like, holy crap. But I mean, you could still go with Byung Hung Lee. You could go with who's that other guy in part
Andrew
2?
Koji.
Andrew Koji could do a Snake Eyes, but Rain, he's 40. He's 40 years old now, I think. And yeah, he killed it in that B movie. That's kind of a B movie, Ninja Assassin. But I was like taken aback. He kicked ass in it.
Punk, do you have any choices for these guys? Or actually, I didn't even ask Spec for his.
I think that these two guys are damn near impossible to cast. I think that their past casting has been fantastic, as we've already stated. And I mean, Snake Eyes, I think, can be interchangeable. Although I do think Ray Park did do a good job giving character or life to the character with the mask on.
Yeah.
I would not want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see Henry Golding come back as Snake Eyes. I like Henry Golding, not as Snake Eyes. I like Byung Lee, however you say his name.
Byung Hun Lee.
Yeah, he was great. I think I'd like to see Andrew Koji get another chance at it.
All right.
Viper Scout, Chuck Norris for both.
Yeah, that would be good.
No, he's almost 80 years old.
Yeah, what's your point?
He's 80 years old. That's my point.
I'll kick you right now.
It would be
I
perfect
bury Chuck Norris.
if we had Vince Vaughn. Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Oh my God. Hey, Punk, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are Mattson's lips surgically sealed to your asshole, or like is it a voluntary position? It's not a slight on you. It's
I've
just a
never
question.
met him, so I don't think
I'm
so
just
at all.
curious.
Punk is last, so he can because he didn't get to.
Yeah. So yeah, I like it was specifically set up so.
It's the setup, Matson.
I didn't give any. We probably should have said that. I don't know. Maybe we did. I didn't give any.
He didn't make his picks.
Yeah, I didn't have any picks, but my thing was that after they pick, I'm to, just say if I agree or if there's anything that I
would change, like another one in the chat. But that's how Travis set it up. I'm sorry, Matson. I don't know.
And I will say that I barely know what I'm doing here. So if I messed it up and Punk, I'm sorry if I made you last every single time. But I think we knew this, and I didn't explain it, so that's on me.
I think that was the actual purpose. that after everyone went through. But let's be honest, people are going to talk over each other. And I mean, it seems kind of weird to wait as you switch to a different panel, you know, if someone doesn't comment on it.
Well, yeah,
you know what? I need to have a debate with you two on. That'd be so awesome.
I think
I know. I thought of it. I'm the one that thought of that, but no one.
I'll
wants
let
to do
KJ decide if we can highlight that one comment there.
I don't know what we would debate, but man.
Oh,
you can highlight it. Go for it.
It's not like people don't realize they don't like each other. I mean, I think it's pretty fucking obvious.
I think it's silly. Whatever.
I think it's fun.
I think
it adds to the schoolyard charm of collecting GI Joe.
It is what it is. Here, look. I'll say it like this: I didn't totally get the format at first either, but after like the second thing, I was like, oh, I get it. Punk didn't have choices. He's going to chime in and critique and add his, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like if you're paying attention and you're watching, it's pretty easy to figure out. But you know, Mr. White Knight over here.
No,
if that was me, I'd want to be last.
It's
showing you fealty, Punk.
I'm just learning how to kind of host and jump in here, and I think also an idea like this, it has to evolve over time. So when we're on episode 10 of casting the GI Joe movie,
it needs to be a pay-per-view on Black Gamers Live.
Oh, it'll be a members only. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Bring out the KY jelly.
Oh, ow.
So getting back to this.
Getting back to Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, the two good dudes that were badass in the movies.
You know, Snake Eyes was cast perfect. We're never going to see how old Ray Park is. He still does martial arts and stunts, and he is still high end. So he continues to do it because I don't want to see Snake Eyes' face if this is the iteration you're going with.
Exactly.
When it comes to Storm Shadow, both guys were perfect. I would go with the last guy that did it just because he's going to be a little bit younger.
Okay.
Good move. That's a good move.
That would be, that would be the only thing. But if you said that the first one is what, Byung Young, right?
Byung Hung Lee.
Yeah, Byung Hung, like he was awesome. Just absolutely perfect. But I agree with everything that, like what Spec was saying about Andrew Kochi's, right? Andrew Kochi, like his acting chops. I've seen him in other stuff.
He rocked.
He can act, and
he's
you're right.
Warrior, right?
Bullet Train was awesome. Like,
oh yeah,
that was really, really good.
All right. Well, Punk, what about Jean-Claude Van Damme? Does he have a place anywhere in GI Joe?
And Cobra.
You know, he already got to be Street Fighter.
That's true.
And he did such a wonderful job in that. He got to listen. If there's a Kumite part, then yes, he should be in the Kumite.
Kumite.
Well, I gotta. Did you
watch Natsuko?
Did you watch his?
That was Kickboxing.
It was only like one season on Amazon. It was when Prime first came out. It was one of the original shows. Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
No,
where he was something like that, but I never watched it.
He was spoofing himself, playing like a CIA spy called Jean-Claude Van Johnson. I think he was playing Van Damme as. It was a whole weird thing, but he really showed that, as he's gotten older and his reputation tanked and whatever, that he has comedic chops and he's willing to make fun of himself.
Yeah, 2016 it came out.
Yeah, I think that he would have a role as a Joe. I really do, or maybe like a Dreadnought or something. Like I think he could do something fun.
Thrasher.
He could do something fun for sure.
So funny what Matthew and I were just talking about that, I believe last Thursday. So Spec and Matthew are so close to being alike, yet so different that it's awesome. They're like two magnets, just the opposite way.
But they're like forcing each other apart.
Well, listen, before we go before we go on to any more of the wild cards, I gotta ask both Punk and Spec specifically about your Mezco Storm Shadows. What did you guys think?
I have some gripes, but I think it's a really solid figure. Like I'm glad I got him. He's got the best ankle articulation of any Mezco I've gotten to date, which is a vast improvement. His ab crunch doesn't. It needs to be more. I don't love the unmasked head as much as I wanted to. But the accessories are great. The look is great, and I'll let Punk take it from there.
I think he might be the best looking Storm Shadow that's been made.
Really?
But he is frustrating, as you saw in my review if you watched it, because especially the way that I do my reviews,
well,
everything
that's why
kept falling
I was
off.
surprised you said that.
But he's a wonderful figure. I have not, in all honesty, I have him posed up there with Snake Eyes, and I haven't really messed with him since. Like I've messed with Destro and Roadblock, just because I've had so much, so many other things going on. Here we go, the Iron Fist.
I don't have
they
that
scale?
one.
How do they scale to each other, Larry? How
They
do they
scale great together. They do not scale well with Classified.
right?
But you can.
They're as big as Roadblock, right? They're as tall as the Mezco.
They're a little bit taller than Mezco, Roadblock, and Destro. That's a gripe of mine.
Leave them out of it, yeah.
But if you have them together and you have other
It's
figures
awesome.
around it, you can do a forced perspective to make them look a little bit different.
Sure.
If one was bigger than the other, like I had Mezco Snake Eyes when I first got them in a fight scene against Storm Shadow. Well, I had to put them in crouching positions to make it look like they're the same size. Where Mezco Snake Eyes is way bigger than Classified Storm Shadow. But the figure is, look wise, amazing.
Okay.
I don't know if I posted it to my Instagram because I posted a bunch of pictures I took with Storm Shadow, but I didn't. I did take a picture where I put the Storm Shadow next to the Classified Storm Shadow and next to the Mezco Roadblock. And he's like the same height as the Mezco Roadblock, essentially, and much taller than the Classified Storm Shadow.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on from these guys because nobody knows who they are anyway.
I have no. Who put up the Storm Shadow? Because who is that? He looks like a 12-year-old boy.
That's Rain. You got to look at the. I look at Rain is like he's an entertainer and he's a South Korean guy. I saw him in Ninja Assassin. I'm like,
it looks like someone Jared Fogle would have liked.
I don't even know who Jared Fogle is.
Yes, you do.
Oh, Sam.
The Subway guy.
Subway. You're so stupid.
All right. Well, we're gonna use Subway as the segue.
Y'all don't know who Rain is. Go see Ninja Assassin. It's crazy. It's got Sanaa Lathan in it. She's cool.
So throughout this, we're wondering like who picked certain characters and legacy characters, and I went with this guy for Breaker.
Naomi Harris. I'm sorry. There you go.
I actually think, and Travis killed it with this picture here, but I actually think that the Classified Breaker was based on Jake Gyllenhaal. Because if you look at his features, it looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. If you guys were to cast Breaker, who would you pick?
Well, that's a big name for Breaker, but
sometimes
ensemble cast
do a small part.
Ensemble cast, you get a badass. I love it when ensemble casts do that.
Yeah,
like you have Ocean's 11. There you go. Jake Gyllenhaal kill it with that look, or Clutch. So I don't know who else would be Breaker. I know Travis. That's why I'm starring and putting up things.
We're trying, Travis. I'm sorry, buddy. At least I got this. But yeah, I think that to me, I feel like the character and a lot of the characters I think are inspired. And when I say characters, the figures, I think they're inspired by actors.
Oh yeah,
for sure, right? And they did it back in the 80s and they're doing it now.
Yeah. Who inspired Falcon?
oh shit.
I don't know.
Sloth.
Pay-per-view on Black Genghis Live.
Oh, I like
it. Travis, you're like 10 minutes behind. Go.
I know.
Go watch the catch up.
All right, Punk, while you were off screen for a second there, we cast it, or not we, me. I casted Breaker.
No,
look at Andrew. Look at Andrew.
I think he's perfect.
Sorry.
I think he's perfect. I mean, again, the figure looks like him. But yeah, I think that would be perfect.
And he could play dual roles, as Frank is pointing out. He could also be Clutch.
I said that.
You said it?
I said that first.
I'm sorry.
I did. Go ahead.
The original figures were the same exact head sculpt.
Yeah, the beard.
So that would actually be very funny casting if they did something like that. That would be phenomenal. And then up next, we've got Gung Ho. And I think this is, Tony, this is your pick.
Yes. I would pick Alan Ritchson to be Gung Ho. And I was telling Larry this because he's in that spec. Do you know what that movie's called? The Ungentlemanly. He's with Henry Cavill.
Something of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Bureau of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
It looks cool. It looks cool as shit. Or he's not, he doesn't have to be the main guy. He doesn't have to be Jack Reacher. He doesn't have to be that Duke. Let him be, he's huge, dude. Big body frame, good actor, enough actor. Hook up the Cajun accent and be gung ho. That's just me.
You know, it's funny you say that, Roma, because I actually thought about him for Duke at one point, but same thing you just said. He's too massive.
Way too big.
Too big.
He's big. He's big, dude. You see him in Reacher with the camo top and bottom. He's freaking huge in that.
Yeah,
he ain't even showing no skin. He's big, dude. It's crazy.
He's a great choice.
TV series. Yeah.
He's a great choice for Gung Ho.
I think he'd pull it off. Thanks, yeah.
I would have gone with Chuck Liddell. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
The classified figure?
Yes, that classified figure is Chuck Liddell.
But Chuck Liddell isn't that big in person.
No, he's not. He's a regular dude, yeah.
Yeah, but he is tall, though, right? He's like 6'1".
Not as tall as Allen.
No. He must have shrunk.
But he was never nearly as big. Like Gung Ho, you just think of as a massive human being. And that's how I think Alan
he's a
now.
Big jarhead Marine.
His name is.
At Punk, who would you pick for Gung Ho?
Right there. Tony and I were talking about it, and I'm on board. I mean, all he has to do is have a Cajun accent.
All right. And if he were at Joe Fest and he were Gung Ho, would you be willing to get a picture with him? Because
I try to ride his back.
Because of the height difference?
Yeah. Like, I try to get him to carry me around everywhere.
Oh, he could be Luke to your Yoda.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
He's a big dude, and you know I have no room. I have no room to talk.
Yeah, I've never heard
I see this, and I still see David's pick as David. You picked Batista for
for Slaughter.
Slaughter, dude, that's perfect. We just have to find the other Jarhead. We have to find Leatherneck somewhere, but yeah, this is my pick. I dig it. So
Yeah, he
I wanted Alan. Alan needs to be in a GI Joe movie, and this is his chance right here.
Yeah. I mean, when you see that Reacher show, everything you guys said, everything you said, Spec, he's perfect. He's a great choice for Gung Ho. So there was a fan favorite a lot of us were talking about that wasn't on the list for everybody to pick, but I made 2 picks for Stalker. Stalker has always been one of my favorite characters, and I have an idea for a G.I. Joe movie or a TV series where it's old man Stalker rebuilding the Joe team, and there's some flashbacks, and Delroy Lindo would be my choice for Stalker.
Solid choice. Great actor. He's on I think it's Hulu or Amazon series called Unprisoned. And I filled in on an episode for the first season, so I got to work with him. And
he's a big dude, right?
Big dude. But yeah, he's older dude now too.
Yeah.
Older.
But he's tall.
And that's why I also went with I hope I'm saying it right, Trevante Rhodes. He's kind of an up and coming actor, big guy. I think that he has the chops to be kind of like the young Stalker who's coming out of Detroit, right? He was a gang leader that gets recruited into the Joes.
Yep.
I think this guy would kill it as kind of the young, kind of accepting his way as a leader and then kind of helping to build the Joe team. I think this guy has the chops for that.
I don't know his acting, so I can't speak on that. I mean, if that's how he plays, then he might fit perfectly. I can't go with the old guy over here because he's way too old. I also have a hard time still looking at Stalker and not seeing a French guy because that figure looked like it was a French dude that was black. As a kid, I always thought that.
Yeah, because of the beret.
And his facial feature, there's something about it that makes him look, and other people have said it too. So, yeah, Anthony Mackie wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, and
Anthony Mackie just
I shoot for I put Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Yeah. Okay.
Or I don't know. You guys are gonna hate me for this. I'll put Shamar Moore in there. He's getting up there in age.
Shamar Moore, I think, is too big. And
is he? I thought he'd be too small. Shamar
no,
Moore?
Physically,
I thought you guys were gonna say he's too pretty.
Yeah,
I see a lot of people saying Michael B. Jordan, who I think he's too big of an actor now. I think if it was pre-Creed.
I do not like Michael B. Jordan at all.
I don't like him as Stalker.
He's a good actor.
I don't like him at all. I don't. I didn't like Black Panther with him. He was okay with as Creed, as long as Rocky was in it. The moment he was by himself, you saw exactly, in my opinion, what the movie was. A waste of my time.
Huh.
I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I just don't like him as.
There's something about him that you don't like. I get it.
Yeah,
I'm the same way with Will Smith before the slap. I was never a fan of Will Smith. There's just something about him that I don't like.
See, I watch almost anything Will Smith was in other than Wild West.
Hancock.
Yeah,
Hancock was fun.
Hancock was fun.
And
superhero.
Most of you guys will kill me for this, but Kevin Costner, I don't get it.
Depends on the role. Depends on the role. I thought he was great as Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel. I thought he was fantastic, and he's really good in Draft Day. But other movies, it's just like, why? I don't know.
I don't know.
Some people who Moltisanti said Sterling K. Brown for Stalker.
Oh yeah.
I could see that as an slightly older Stalker.
Who's the guy in he's been in his TV series. I don't know if it's Chicago Fire, the captain or the chief.
Oh Iman, the movie that I did with Michael Jai White, I
Yeah.
did with Iman Walker, I think. He was the main bad guy.
Iman Walker. He's in Lord of War. Yeah.
He's fucking awesome. He's
But
such a cool dude.
he's an older dude, right?
He's an older dude.
Older
Yeah.
dude, Iman Walker. I remember him from Lord of War with Nicolas Cage. He was badass in it.
I think he'd have to get back into shape a little bit.
Nobody picked Nicolas Cage for any characters.
I would say this:
guy.
if it was Shamar Moore, I'd have no problem getting my daughter to go because she was in love with him.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, she'll go anyway to any movie I ask her to, but she would probably be dragging me to it.
Well, there's those commercials where he's jumping through like unnecessary action or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's funny too. But listen, one of the biggest fan favorites is Shipwreck, right?
Okay.
And who else would play Shipwreck better than Travis Moody?
Wait, did my choice for Firefly get in there?
Can I present something really quick?
It's coming.
Okay.
Wait, can I present something really quick?
That's not Shipwreck.
Yeah.
That's Mood Wreck.
Present
Arms. He's dead. Do your present, or I'll do it.
Wait, I don't know how to do it.
I know how to do it, but so does
There it is.
Punk. Guests can do it.
All right, Punk, you got it, or do I have to add it?
It should be down there.
There you go. How's that?
Oh yeah, I remember you did that. That was awesome.
So that was Matthew Matson's Shipwreck that he did with a Valaverse figure.
Yeah.
And at the time, Travis just happened to have that as his profile pic. And it's the exact same.
That is awesome.
So
And I think Travis could pull off Shipwreck.
All day.
I've never heard him actually speak in an acting role.
Ouch.
I saw him
Wow.
give a thumbs up or something in that.
Look, we got OMG. Perfect. That's
Or is it
awesome.
Liquid Identity? Whoever suggested Johnny Knoxville as Shipwreck. I could see that.
I could see that too.
I could totally see that.
Let me go back to this here. But yeah, that's perfect.
How does Trav get crustier and saltier to become Shipwreck? Well, Liquid, have you ever hung out with him in person?
Have you ever seen him drive a vamp?
Excuse me.
Who made this picture? Because
Shark Eyes.
Yeah, because somehow I accidentally got credit for it by sharing it to Travis because I thought it was hysterical.
That was Shark Eyes that did that.
From Griselda?
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a good one. Will R. Jason Lee as Shipwreck. I can see that. I can totally see that.
No, Jason Lee is one of the greatest skateboarders of all time, and Shipwreck is one of the worst GIJoe characters of all time. So no.
You're just mad because your dad traumatized you with like 18 shipwrecks.
Yeah.
It was only 8, but
he had great intentions because the flag needed sailors.
He just wanted to give his son a lot of semen.
Oh my god. Gee, hold on. I just think
he came from that semen.
This picture is so funny. I just wanted to put it full screen.
Such a Griselda.
That was
I'm like, hey, Moody, did you hang out with Sofia Vergara, you bastard?
No, Blitz is one of the worst characters, along with Quick Kick. He's an awful character. So much so that Larry Hama doesn't even like him and tried not put him in the books as much as possible. Because he didn't create him.
Would you say that Shipwreck is the Han Solo of GIJoe?
No.
No.
Han Solo is awesome.
No.
Harrison Ford is awesome. I have a signed, what, a Harrison Ford signed Star Wars.
Yeah, right.
It is signed Harrison Ford.
You gotta do that. Ooh, Bradley Cooper is Shipwreck. Comic book bin.
Ooh.
Who else? Sean William Scott is Shipwreck. I can see that.
That'd be funny. He'd have to do the Neil Ross voice. Perfect.
Somebody said, there you go.
Dude, wait. If you're actually subbed to my channel, you already know that I don't like Shipwreck.
Yeah,
I made that pretty apparent over the past.
Is
couple
there a
of
way
days.
to just star this for the rest of the show?
I'll take it right the hell off. Like, I want to see that all night.
Oh, man.
Here we go. Liquid. Shipwreck
I
is
like
the
when
Jar
you
Jar
get it.
Binks of G.I. Joe.
He
Oh,
basically
I
is when
wouldn't
you,
say
when, you
that.
look at when you look at the cartoon. He basically is.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'd
no.
almost say Quick Kick is the Jar Jar Binks of G.I. Joe.
You know what? I'll take that too.
I'll take that.
You guys are getting rough on some of our
At least Quick Kick gave us fudgy
classic
bars.
guys.
Quick Kick
All right, let's-
sucks.
Spec, you asked about your pick for Firefly.
Wait. With G.I. Joe,
What?
bro.
What?
G.I. Bro, you've never listened to my channel, obviously, if he doesn't know the whole 8 Shipwreck story.
I could say it in like 2-3 minutes, but I won't.
I'm not saying it. I'm just.
Tune in to A Punk with Toys. He's going to
And
talk
Monday
about
night.
8 shipwrecks on Monday night.
Maybe that'll be the topic. Why I hate Shipwreck.
All right. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
a good
said
one.
it 17 times. No.
So listen, anybody who's still hanging out there, and it looks like we still got quite a few people out there. If you guys could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. And you can catch all of us on our socials, and we'll go over that towards the end. I'll probably mess it up anyway.
All right, you're doing great.
Let's go into Spec's choice. Spec, you asked about Firefly.
Walton Goggins.
Walton
Now,
Goggins.
I will say this. Ray Stevenson was a fantastic Firefly.
He killed it.
Sadly, he is no longer with us.
Right.
I had initially put Walton down as Wild Bill, but he's such a great villain. I mean, he's such a great. He's another he's not quite a chameleon, but he's an amazing character actor. If you saw him in his little cameo in Sons of Anarchy, or if you watch Righteous Gemstones, or if you're a huge Justified fan, or if you've watched Fallout, like
but he did that comedy show where he's a widower.
The Unicorn.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
He was in Retaliation too.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was the guy at the prison at the beginning. But like, I could just totally see him. He's already got the accent. I know it's not total spot on with where it needs to be, but like, he would be so devious and so cunning and so. I just think he would kill this role.
Yeah, I think he's one of those underrated actors that people don't think of, but they always see him and go, "Oh, I know him. I know him from somewhere," and he's always good. It's like it's crazy. I can't even think of his name. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Remember J.K. Simmons coming up? He was always that go-to guy in the background. And now people are starting to know who he is, after he's been in the industry for 30-something years.
Yeah,
you know?
I finally started recognizing who he was from the TV series Oz, where he was playing like the neo-Nazi character. He was just this asshole villain, white supremacist character. And then then he was J. Jonah Jameson, and then he like really started blowing up after that.
Right.
And he's one of those great actors. Just like what's his name that you cast as Hawk?
You
know who the guy from Malcolm in the Middle. Like
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. My guy.
Found notoriety and success much later in his career. And I think
this is a great question here.
Thank you,
First
Andrew.
of all, Andrew, thank you very much.
Who would all of you be in a GIJoe movie? Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Let's make Matthew happy, and let's start with Punk.
Don't start with me. Start with someone else.
No, Punk, come on. This is what the crowd wants. Who would you be in a G.I. Joe movie?
Probably Outback.
Good pick.
I mean, he's not.
I thought you would have went with Tunnel Rat, but go ahead.
Yeah, tunnel. I don't like tight places like that. Tight girls, yes. Places, no.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it's fucking 12:30 a.m. All right, I can say that shit.
Of course. It's right, baby.
I think tunnel rat may work best, to be honest.
Oh, could be Zap.
I don't know how was Zap seen to be like smaller?
Not really.
No.
Tunnel rat's considered smaller, so probably
Tunnel rat's small. You could be a good tunnel rat.
Yeah, with a
Hey.
big giant machine gun.
There you
All
go.
right, well, yeah.
All
Tony,
day, baby. All day.
Tony, is that who you would be?
It's the medic. It's the medic, and I can't be Doc for obvious reasons. But I'll be Lifeline all day.
All right. And Spec, who would you be?
Man, who I'd want to be? I'd want to be Gung Ho or Sergeant Slaughter. Physically, I'd probably be Dr. Mindbender.
Okay.
The reality, if we're gonna go comparison wise to life, whatever, I'd probably be Scoop.
So
well,
if you were Dr. Mindbender, would you have a trouble bubble and be a Target exclusive?
that's
We need to
interesting.
let the
Well,
chat pick who we would be too. That would be awesome.
yeah, if the chat
Yeah,
could
that would
pick,
be good.
because I
They're
thought
doing
this
it.
one was
They're doing
I
it
thought
right
that
now.
was funny.
Zanzibar.
Look at
But
Frank.
for the chat, we actually have
Take Destro.
we have a group chat, and Spec does send pictures of himself dressed as Dr. Mindbender. It's a little bit
Dude.
racy, but
I
it
get
is
the
what it
ice
is.
out. I get the ice out, and
Well, for me, I would like to just be a background Dreadnought character. That's who I'd like to be. Just one of the guys who gets beat up by the Joes as they come and bust up the place.
Gun Bunny.
Do you have a monocle?
I'd be Law.
I'm sure I can get one.
Can you take your shirt off right now and put a cape on?
I'd have to
I
wax.
expect to be Gung Ho. You have to shave the beard though.
That's the. I mean, I've had a handlebar before, but
Yeah.
Well,
You
since
look like a firefighter from
the
Arizona.
problem is all those roles: Mindbender, Gung Ho. So like, I'd have to wax, and I'm.
Let's see Matson. Spec is Firefly, Baldy is Mindbender, Punk is Zap, Tony is Lifeline.
I'll take Firefly. I'll take somebody
not
else
mad
said
at that.
Destro too. I'll take Destro.
well, somebody else, Comic Book Bin said Punk is Zap.
How does that come? I'm just wondering, like, where did?
I could be Zap.
If someone's saying I look like him, I'm just wondering, like, if that's what
I think
He's
it's the
Mexican.
mustache.
is that? Okay, I was just trying to figure out because
Yeah, because I've got the goatee.
Yeah,
Here
I
we
can
go.
see that.
Todd C. Baldy and Spec or Tomax and Xamot.
That's a good one. I'll shave down. I'll shave down for that.
Tony would be Viper number 4. Punk would be Mole Rat. Baldy would be Alley Viper, and Spec would be Crimson Guard number 2.
Ooh, I'll take Crimson Guard.
Yeah,
That's pretty good casting right there.
that's funny.
Oh wait, here we go.
Talking about me? Who, Matson?
I think me.
Oh, Zap.
I think
Yeah,
he's saying Zap. Zap is Mexican.
I'll
Is
be
he?
airborne. I'll be airborne, baby. I'll be native.
I like this. We got KJ would be Mercer.
Oh shit. Yeah, he's super tall.
And we got another Baldy as Mindbender. Guys, if I have abs. I do have abs. It's just under
It's under
my belly.
It's under the it's under the pony keg.
Yes.
I just
Punk is
have one
Billy.
giant ab. It's just one
Who
big
is
ab.
Taurus?
Taurus
He
is
was-
from Slaughter's Marauders, right?
Yeah. No, not Slaughter's Marauders, but he was from the original 3. He was
Okay.
DJ Mister, I
oh.
think, said that earlier about me being Billy. I would
Where is
have to.
I'm trying to find him. The wiper.
You're the wiper, Larry.
Oh,
Hey,
look at
Will,
this.
that's not bad at all. Look at this. KJ's big lob.
That's a good one.
No, you know what? You want to talk about the worst GI Joe character ever? Big Lob.
Yeah.
Worse than Shipwreck. Well, I love Shipwreck. Worse than Quick Kick. Worse than just the
Yeah, don't do that
the
to
worst
KJ.
character.
Will said that he would be Duke after he retired and took up drinking.
Dude,
And then we've
drink.
got Serpentor from Punk. Spec
Destro.
would be Destro. Tartan for me and Crocmaster for Tony.
Hell yeah.
All these are some good choices, but
Travis is so full of shit.
What do you
He's
say
so
now?
busy that we said that he says Walter Goggins' Firefly is probably his favorite pick. His favorite pick is us picking him as fucking Shipwreck. And, you know,
Mood wreck.
he's all fucking giddy and looking at himself in the mirror going, "You are Shipwreck. You're Shipwreck."
well, moving on from Firefly and going more into some of these wild cards. Next up is Zorana.
Wait, who's Dr. Apple?
Dr. Apple
Or
is
Appel?
Candy's father. He's a Crimson Guard who he designed the fire bat in I think in Aerodrome, maybe.
I'll take it.
That's not bad. And then we
I'll
got
take it.
another pick for Travis, Starduster. I could see him flying out of the cereal box. All right, so we're moving on from Firefly, and we got Zorana up next.
Who is
And
that?
I went with Natalie Dormer on this one.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
I think she could kill it. There's actually quite a few pictures of her with the shaved side of her head.
Yeah.
I think she would be a really good choice for Zorana. What do you guys think? We'll start with Punk.
I have no idea who she is, but she's way hotter than the action figure. There, I'll say that.
She was in Game of Thrones. She was in she was in a horror movie. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, she's in Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's
I
right.
never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
Punk,
God.
if you were to pick somebody for Zorana, anybody pop in your head?
Miley Cyrus.
She's dead, but Luna Vachon would have been an awesome Zorana from
Okay.
wrestling.
Um,
I can't. You'd have to have someone that is crazy, that has crazy hair and shit.
well, one other choice I would have had was Pink.
Or you know what?
Pink would
What-
kill it.
Pink,
Who is
yeah.
who's the female wrestler? Big, muscular
Rhea.
female. Yeah, she would be perfect.
Damn, David nailed it. Shit.
Well, somebody else had also mentioned it in the chat. I have a somebody mentioned her for Baroness, but I think she would make a better Zorana. Is Lena Lena?
Lena Headey or
I
Headey?
can do that.
Yeah,
I could do that. A little older.
she played Mama in Judge
Dredd.
Dredd. She was also in Game of Thrones. She was
That was a
the
great
sister.
Judge Dredd, by the way.
Oh, it was a fantastic Judge Dredd.
Oh man, Carl Urban, baby, he rocked it.
I tried to cast Carl Urban and
Oh wait a minute. I'm sorry. I must have missed something? The one, who's the chick in Judge Dredd? Did you just name her?
Lena Headey. She was the main bad guy.
Okay, who was Judge Dredd's like trainee?
Oh, what's her name? I know who you're talking about.
She would be a badass heart wrencher. Ooh. Yeah, she's Cersei in 300. No. She's Cersei in Game of Thrones, and she's I can't remember her name in 300. Lena Headey.
Oh yeah, she was Leonidas's wife.
Leonidas's queen.
Queen, yeah.
It's a crazy name. I forgot. Damn it.
Well,
anyway,
while you guys
Olivia
are trying to
Thirlby,
remember,
Black Genghis. That's right. That's
Olivia
Judge
Thirlby.
Dredd.
Yeah, there it is.
Rookie. That's Rookie. She was kind of like not telepathic, but Jean Greyish.
You know,
you call it.
I say no to that because I don't think of Zorana as some hot girl. You know, she would be hot because she's crazy, but not hot like if you just saw her walking down the street.
Yeah, well,
are you talking about the Margot Robbie comment?
Yeah, but
I think that's what he's saying. He's saying it wouldn't be good if we got Margot Robbie. He's saying,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
you're saying Margot's too hot. This is kind of why I went with Natalie Dormer, because I feel like she could pull it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Margot Robbie's hot, but she's so Harley Quinn. You know, she could.
Yeah, and Barbie. And then Roma, we're going to move on from Zorana and go with your choice for Major Blood here.
Guy Pearce, baby.
Guy Pearce?
I could
put
see
Guy
that.
Guy Pearce's Major Blood all day. I would kill to see that. Yeah.
He'd be a good choice. Punk, what do you think?
I mean, looking at these side by side, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see that. I think that's actually a pretty good choice. And also, that Major Blood figure is so damn good.
He's badass, dude.
They haven't even released another one yet.
No, I think Guy Pearce would kill this role, dude. Oh my god.
Well, when we were doing our casting, and I thought of Henry Cavill as Destro, I thought that by his side we could have Scrap Iron, and I went with I don't even know how to say his last name right, but Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, Keoghan.
Yeah, I could see him playing Scrap Iron. You could go ahead with this, the new take where he's all scarred up. But I think he would be a good, like, kind of sadistic, not sadistic, but like a perfectionist almost. I don't know. Did you guys think about Scrap Iron at all when casting, or no?
No, I did not.
But now that you're mentioning it, I would swap out Barry Keoghan with Colin Farrell.
Okay.
I would do that, or Chris Pine.
I would do Kane because that looks just like the fire.
It looks just like Kane.
It looks just like, and he was burnt. Remember?
It looks like Kane, but Kane is
was burnt.
Way too huge though to be scrapped.
I agree, he's way too big, but the head is just so perfect.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy would be a crazy Scrap Iron.
Yeah, that would be.
You know, this is one where you go right back to the first pick that you had as that spec head as Hawk.
Jason Isaacs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's another good choice.
Played like crazy, you know, like in the Patriot. It's almost
he's got that look.
Yeah.
Frank said Michael Shannon, which
I saw that.
That's a good one.
He does kind of look like him too.
Or Michael Shannon as Firefly too. No.
Okay. All right. Well,
I could see Michael Shannon as Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
He kind of has that high pitched voice when he wants it.
And he has a presence when, just like his physical stature.
You know what?
He's not like a big guy, but he has a very physical stature.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next, but if we don't cast the Dreadnoks, I don't know why we didn't do that at first.
because there's so many GI Joes. We'll be here.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I do have
there's so
work at 8 in
many.
the morning.
There's
Yeah,
a bunch of
we had
crazy
to
weird-
we had to stop it somewhere. So one thing that Travis thought about was, what about instead of a movie, if there's like an idea
TV?
for like a Paramount show, like Paramount Plus, maybe an anthology series, something like that.
We'll be here all night.
It would be better than a movie. I mean, and that's the thing is, we hit a point kind of around the time
They
when
can go on and on and
Fargo
on.
first came out, where and Breaking Bad. I think Breaking Bad was really the sea change for this, where that became the golden age of television.
Hmm.
You know, you were able to have long-standing series that weren't serialized, that told a long format story, that was given the opportunity to develop characters, develop relationships, and especially in larger casts, give everybody a voice and a chance. And it's harder to do that in 90 minutes or 2 hours with a movie.
Yeah.
And
Show would be better.
A show would be, if it was done right, a show would be better.
I think a show would be fantastic because you could do kind of like I said, go early and see how the team formed.
Yeah, OG 13 as the start of the show. Ooh.
And one of my ideas, like, how'd you do that?
I don't know.
What happened?
I mean, I know it's got the weird things, but I didn't do a thumbs down. Like,
There you go.
That's weird.
Can't
I
stand
don't
when he
know how
does
you're
that.
doing
You know
that.
why? Because I can't do it. He's on
it's
Apple.
through, it's Apple. It's through their OS.
Awesome.
But
Madsen
one
does
of my
it all
ideas
too.
for a show was that you have somebody like Stalker going back and talking about the original crew, and maybe something happened to them, and then you find out as time goes on over the series, you know, and you connect the old to the new.
Speckins Jubilee.
I'll take it. I'll start chewing bubble gum wearing the glasses. But Baldy, I think that's actually a fantastic idea. And it could also, you could do something sort of like, I don't know if you watched the Monarch series on Apple, where like Kurt Russell was played by his son, you know, but it played with the timeline.
Right. And you could definitely just go back and forth and you find out how it connects the past and the present.
Kurt Russell's son is the U.S. agent, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt.
And, you know, when I was talking to Travis the other day, one idea he had was you have so many G.I. Joe characters that you truly could do almost like Lost did. Each episode focused on a certain character, you know, and you could flesh out the characters over time and then connect the overall story.
Do the long range recon patrol.
So I've thought about this more than I probably should, but I drive all day, so I have time. I think what the original Avengers did, the Marvel leading up to an Avengers movie, was great. But I don't want to do movies. I think long form in TV series is great, and I would do multiple series. And to start, it would be the long range. And again, it doesn't have to be the same characters other than Stalker, Storm Shadow, and Snake Eyes. And you have to tell their story of how they become close. And what I want, and a good director could do this, is you never have Snake Eyes talk. You have him with that hat on. You never see his full face. So you never hear him, even though he isn't hurt at that point. And you do a series of that and how they lose other people in it. They're the only ones that come back and why they have a bond. But at the same time, you can have a Dreadnought movie. And again, it doesn't have to be G.I. Joe, but everyone's going to know eventually. And then you can have your extensive enterprises, and you're watching,
and your Mars.
You see Cobra in the background, but it's built on the twins and everything that they're building. And you do TV shows until it leads up to, you finally have this GI Joe film or multiple films.
Cobra
But
Commander is a used car salesman first. Oh,
yeah, I think a movie to tell like Stalker, Storm Shadow, and Snake Eyes
gotta be
story
some kind of
would be
conflict. Doesn't have to
boring
be
for
Viet-
people.
Yeah.
But again, you build it up to where you have this. Okay, we're moving into certain movies. The same way that the Marvel universe is doing it, but starting from the beginning, and you have to move away from being the Vietnam era.
Yeah, because
there's
it's
still
so old.
conflicts going on. People act like there's no conflicts coming on. So you still have this right now. Because I know there are people that were upset with Tony's, customs, and well, if they were in Vietnam, they'd be super old. Okay, you're an idiot.
We're
We're not talking about right
this was comic book.
No, one of my ideas is you have that group that was in Vietnam. You start the movies or the show series in the 80s.
In
Go
that
back
era.
to the 80s.
But that's still too 80s. They'd be in their 60s now. Is what I'm saying.
But I'm not done talking. So you base that part in the 80s, and then something happened. We thought Cobra was gone. They're coming back. This is where Old Man Stalker comes in. They're going to build a new team, and now you can bring in new characters and expand the franchise. Move on from.
You realize they can't make an updated Duke without people crying that they didn't make the O-ring.
Yes, I got that, Duke.
Okay, I'm just saying, like people cry about it. Like people would be like, "That's not my GIJoe." I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I have no problem with it because
he's not even that great of a figure. I took him apart.
I've got two of
But
them.
I mean, the thing with that Punk is it's that age old. You're not going to please 100% of the people 100% of the time, right?
I agree, but there's so few people that want that. I mean, I understand. Like, yeah, there's going to be some people that would be happy, but we've seen how much they've cried that they've had to course correct everything with their action figures. Imagine them doing it with the movies. But it makes sense because now you have. Are you
going to expand the franchise beyond what we just know, or are you going to keep reinventing it, which you could also do?
What I'm saying is, if you started off like that, again, I think no one would want to watch it.
Well, no one our age.
No one wanted to watch the G.I. Joe movies to begin with, and they didn't know who they were, even kids.
Well,
that's because they were big Hollywood like spectacle fairs, and that's what the thing is GI Joe needs to get away from being $100 million movie, and somebody needs to make it as a $30 million movie.
Exactly,
and that's what I'm talking about with doing TV shows.
Right.
It builds more character, and then you can do movies where you don't have to explain every character.
Oh yeah, just let it happen.
I think Punk's idea can do that as well, with just a different format. I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what he's saying. I also like, and you guys all bring up Resolute, which is fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Do with that style.
But War Chest brought up Renegades, which I thought was a fantastic series, and was really bummed that it got canceled early. And I thought that was a great new telling. It was like A-Team. Renegade characters are on the run, being chased down by the military, headed up by Flint and Hawk, like chasing down Duke and Tunnel Rat and Roadblock and Snake Eyes. And as they're like going through the towns and helping people, you're meeting new versions of characters. You meet a new version of Shipwreck. You meet a new version of Zartan. You meet the twins, who are these weird cult leaders. You meet, and I was really bummed that one didn't catch on.
Well, yeah, and the thing with G.I. Joe and the thing with Punk was saying about the movies and who's going to see these movies. So they were hoping that guys like us would be bringing our kids, and that the kids would latch on. But that's not the way that the media works now. That's not what kids are watching. They need to reinvent how they're selling G.I. Joe to kids. Right now, this is a dying franchise.
Yeah.
And it's doing incredibly well because it's being sold to people who have money to spend on it, right?
Yes.
But then what happens when we're done?
I remember reading and seeing concept art, and I don't remember if it's true or not, but I remember them looking at doing a G.I. Joe series for little kids that was very much in the vein of like Transformers Rescue Bots. And Transformers Rescue Bots was fantastic. It was a great cartoon. It helped bring my kids, because my kids were the right age at the time. They freaking loved it. And now my kids love Transformers. One of them is still big into collecting and messing around. And my nephew just turned 3, and we started showing him Rescue Bots, and he's obsessed with Transformers now. And we got him, like, I found, Ross had the old Rescue Bots toys and all that, like whatever it is, Transformers found the secret sauce
Baldy.
to
I still got them. They're ready to go.
Just fucking around. Go ahead, Spec.
I was going to say, Transformers found the secret sauce to keep bringing in new generations.
Well,
and there's something about robots that kids latch onto. And so
definitely. I agree.
If they could do that with G.I. Joe in a Rescue Bot style, Imaginext, whatever, like series, but it's difficult because it's military toys. Military isn't necessarily the most popular thing. So
transforming robots is cool.
They're super cool.
Yeah, I mean that's
what I'm talking about.
Aggravating to transform.
Well, I mean, you talk about Transformers, and you saw the trailer for the new Transformers 1 movie coming out. They know how to reinvent the franchise.
Yes.
They know how to hook people. G.I. Joe can do the same exact thing. They can reinvent the franchise. I have an idea for a kids show that they could definitely do. I think everybody's got an idea for a kids show. And no, I know. Listen, there's some slides here that I probably should have pulled up when we started talking about the TV. And then we were just going, so I just let it go. So
I know.
But Travis put a lot of work into it, and he snuck in here and started playing those slides. I know that was him. Because it wasn't me. But anyway. Go ahead.
So, but for like kids, like you talk about it, I've been saying this for quite some time. There is a perfect blueprint, and it is Teen Titans Go.
Yep.
If you did a GIJoe and you use Duke, Scarlet, Roadblock, Cobra Command, and you use them in funny ways, it gets people to like. It gets kids to like that.
Right. And then they want to look into the history of it.
Exactly. And then at the same time, you can have another TV show that is more geared towards teenagers, young adults, and older people like us.
Right. Something a little more along the lines of Resolute. Resolute was great. I don't want a series. They nailed it. That was fine. Move on to something else.
But Teen Titans.
Oh my God. I want a Resolute series. That's all I'm looking for.
I do too, but like at this point, I guess you could pick up. I mean, the same way X-Men 97 is picking up.
Yeah.
Well, while we were here, this just popped up, and I don't want a continuation of the cartoon, but then I thought, what if they did a continuation of the cartoon, but in that Elseworld one, where Breaker, Steeler end up in it. What if they did that? They start from there, and then you don't have to worry about any specific timeline.
That's true. I mean, you could be creative. You could see that worked for Star Trek, right? Yeah. They were even able after the Chris Pine movies to go back to the Picard timeline, picking up from where everything exploded that put the other timeline in motion. So you could definitely do all that. But listen, Travis put a lot of work into these slides, so I'm gonna hop back into this.
You don't want to use them.
No, when we were talking about a TV show, this was the girl, Adrian. What's her name?
Adrian Palicki.
Yeah.
Adrian Palicki.
So they never picked up the Lady J series. What do you guys think? Would it have been good? Good idea to kind of focus on Lady J?
No, but I never liked her character, so maybe I'm the wrong person to ask.
You didn't like her? You didn't like her as Lady J, or you didn't like Lady J in general?
Both.
Well, what if they casted Michael Cera as Lady J?
God.
Now you have my attention.
Now you lost my attention.
I think a Lady J could have worked perfect. Not with her, because I don't think she was.
Why would Lady J get her own thing?
Because Lady J is covert and she's gonna be undercover. And if you think it's before GIJoe, it's before she's put into the GIJoe team. Like, she's undercover doing all different types of things. So you don't have to have one straight series where she's infiltrating Cobra. She's infiltrating other things before she ends up getting pulled in. I think it could work because now you have a spy thriller.
Yeah, and
it has to be written right, and Devon Adventure can't fuck it up.
I like this McMurphy. Sigourney Weaver is an older Lady J recruiting troops. And that's like in the vein of what I was saying about
that,
Stalker.
But give me Lady J in action. I don't want her older already. You know what I mean?
See, that's why I was saying. See, Tony's already again. That's what I was saying. Like, your idea of like an older Stalker. Like, Tony's always like, I don't want that.
Yeah, Tony doesn't want it. I want it. But and I think with my idea, it's kind of catering.
I still want my Vietnam GIJoe. I don't care.
Well, wouldn't that be great for the old school guys to get something based in the 80s and then move it forward?
Yeah.
It could be.
Because those guys in the team, they were like 18, 19.
And then, well, moving on from this is the Heart and Minds books that it's an anthology series. So this would be kind of like that character development, like each episode is based on a certain character. And we kind of I think everybody shook their head. Yes, they would kind of like something like this. Again, it would be like
recognize.
Go ahead.
Is Torpedo and Major Blood. I don't know who the rest are.
Yeah, why is Billy Kidman on there? If you know wrestling, that is Billy Kidman right there.
Yep.
And he sucked as a wrestler too.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, we're going back to the dude that plays Reacher as Duke, and we kind of covered that. But would you want to see a Duke TV series?
No.
Not at all.
Not with Alan.
Not with Alan.
Not with Alan.
I would rather see a Stalker series where
me too.
Where they go back to. I mean, he was a gang member. Like there's already a wonderful, cool story there. What is Duke's backstory? I didn't laugh. I don't smile. I had no sense of fucking humor and.
Listen, they did Duke right in Resolute. He felt like
they did.
Leader, right?
And Stalker was in there.
Yeah.
Punk, have you been reading the new Skybound books?
No, I don't read comics anymore. So I've heard they're really good. So I'm not going
to. I need to go pick them up still.
Well, Punk, the Duke one is the best of the series that's out right now. They are nailing it, and they're really making you like the character because I felt the same way. I always felt Duke was just this you know, that's why they were killing him off, right? Because a lot of people didn't like his Boy Scout, his stoic portrayal.
Yeah, this one starts off great. At number one, it brings everything into the modern era, like you were saying, and number two, it gives Duke conflict, major conflict, and in some cases, like kind of pulls from the Renegade series in a sense, kind of like, you know, is he the bad guy? Is he the, you know, he essentially goes AWOL and strikes out on his own while having G.I. Joe come after him while he's trying to figure out his end goal. And the series just wrapped up. The issue came out today, and it's a great retelling, and it's a great way of making him an interesting character.
Yeah,
and not just such a stick in the mud, goody two shoes like.
And this doesn't ruin the series at all for anybody, but the way they opened that Duke series with Hawk kind of recapturing Duke as we know him, a man of action, a guy that's out there on the field. And then the next panel is, what the hell's going on with you? And then it leads into the series, right? That's a character conflict. It changes the whole character.
Cover Gwen.
Cover Gwen. Well, moving on from Duke, we kind of talked what Lawrence was saying about like a TV series. There was a rumored Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow show. Has it been canceled? Is it something you guys would watch?
I would. If it's the Resolute Snake Eyes.
My thing is they rely too heavily on those two characters.
Yeah, they do.
And
they're the Batman and they're the Wolverine of the G.I. Joe franchise. You're always going to have them.
Which
is fine, but
fine. I just like, I liked Snake Eyes' role in the first two movies. You know, they brought him a little bit more forward in the second film, but he was still part of an ensemble.
Right.
And they do that with Wolverine too, right? I mean, Wolverine will strike out on his own, but when he's with the X-Men, he's still part of an ensemble. And that's what they just need to learn to bring it back in. Yes, they're fan favorites, but it's not the 80s.
So many others
more like
play
ninjas
with.
Aren't as like when we were little kids, ninjas were amazing. But now that we're a little older, ninjas aren't.
But if you guys watched the Cobra Kai series, when they joked about like, was karate a big thing in the 80s or something? And that's what it is. It's in the 80s, martial arts, or I guess in the 70s into the 80s, martial arts was a huge thing. And having this American Ninja, right? That's basically a Snake Eyes movie, American Ninja.
Those were
careful. I hear Mattson typing.
Great fucking cheesy films.
But
yeah, but it was this being enamored with the 80s. Punk, what do you think?
With the characters, or that they use Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow too much?
Just anything, because
but that's why I said, like, if you start with the LARP team and you add Stalker, you're exploring another part of their character that most people don't know about. So You're giving them, you know, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow before that's who they are, and you're exploring a whole other side of them that you don't know, and then it's going to lead up into it. I do understand, like, they are the Wolverine, they're Batman. They always have to be there. But when you do continue to fall back on those two, you see where the story goes.
Right.
Everybody gets centered on them.
Yeah.
And loses sight of the other.
And unfortunately, people don't know how to write, or at least the people that are doing the
like
movies
Larry,
don't know how to write. But I mean, they don't know how to write it in where they don't have to be the focal point of every movie.
It's just like Alan Ritchson doesn't have to be Duke; he could be Gung Ho.
It's not that they don't know how; it's that they're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
That's what they get told to. Yeah. It's
either way,
like,
it doesn't happen. But yeah,
those handcuffs need to come off. That's some bullshit. Come on, need to change that up. Oof. Da, da, da.
I'm trying to I'm trying to see how this works into the rumored Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, but oh, you know what? I think we kind of touched on this. If they do go back to a cartoon format, it seems like we all have ideas. Would continuing the original A Real American Hero series
Night War
be a
chest.
smart move like X-Men 97?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
no. X-Men, I think, was a different time where the writing was better. Where GIJoe, He-Man, they were campy. That's all they were.
Well,
And to do it
the
now, it would just, in my opinion, just be that all over again. You'd be like, I think I know they did the comic book for like a year. I think that's kind of cool because you can do a little bit more.
Speaking
Yeah.
of this one,
Yeah. So I don't think you want a continuation. Like I said, if you want to do an idea where you're in an else world that branches off of that, but I think where a lot of people have an issue with, let's say, the new Masters of the Universe is that it's supposed to be a continuation, but the animation is nothing like that. And I
Right.
understand why, but then people have an issue putting it all together.
God.
well, yeah, I mean, this was an exact continuation, and then I get what you're saying with the revelations. The way what I thought was smart about He-Man Revelations was when they talked about the past, they flashed back to goofiness and silliness that we
Yes.
would have seen in the original series. But they updated it for the audience of today.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. I mean, I enjoyed it. I still think the people of Eternia are the dumbest people in the universe, but that's a whole other story.
We're officially past a Punk with Toys live stream time.
Yes. All
Well,
right.
Yeah, we do need to wrap this up.
I did over 3.5 hours. I did
Oh, that's
3
right.
hours and 38 minutes and 3 hours and 30 minutes the week before.
All right. Well, yes, I also have an early meeting, so we'll move forward here.
I think this is some of the concept art from that series
Yes.
I was talking about.
That's exactly what it is. So this here is just a the concept art. I guess it's called Night Shining, or like GIJoe Adventure Team, which you can see with that logo there on the chest.
Adventure Team, yeah.
Would you guys watch a cartoon like this?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'd try it to see what it is. What if they're gonna do a cartoon and they're not gonna aim it at little kids, kind of like a Rescue Bots or whatever? Then they need to do again Transformers. Like there was the Transformers animated, which a lot of people hated because they didn't like the style of it, which I thought was fantastic. But then there was also Transformers Prime, which was a great series.
Yes.
And then my brain's blanking. Then there was the Siege cartoon, which the writing on that one had issues. But they just need to do something that people can latch onto. Like, and it was nice. Like Transformers Prime was darker, a little bit more darker for Transformers.
Yeah.
And again, reintroduced characters and retelling, and I thought it was very smart about how they did it.
Well, speaking of Transformers, we go back into this, and Lawrence, you said that you're not reading the comic books, but I will tell you that this is a short series, and if you get a chance to read Duke, you might actually like the character.
I wonder if Bobby's reading it. He'd love it.
Yeah, Bobby's reading it.
Yeah, Bobby's reading it. Yep.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm not a fan of Duke either, and now I'm a fan of Duke. I kind of like really how they went, the direction they went with them in this series. Lawrence, you don't think you'd give it a try?
I just don't read comics anymore. It has nothing to do with not reading this. I just don't read comics anymore.
Is it the paper cuts?
It's just a reading in general. I mean, have you seen me read comics on Monday nights? I'm awful.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
For you.
What? Well,
I wish I could read them for you.
Live stream and read them to me. That'd be awesome.
Let's do it, motherfucker.
So what's funny is
I saw something. I don't know if I want to. Is this a spoiler? Was the commander kidnapped by the Dreadnoks or something?
Yeah,
not really.
Yes
Okay.
and no.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler really because I think it's on the cover of one of the.
There was a panel, and I thought Torch was
posted
interrogating him, and he's in a chair full of blood. And I'm like,
yes,
I'm gonna pick this up.
Yeah,
yes,
but
that happens.
It happens, but there's a reason behind it. There's a reason behind it, and you know what? I'm not a fan of putting these two series together. I know we talked about the movies earlier, but the way they're doing it in this story timeline, they're doing a pretty good job.
But there's a key element to Cobra Commander that if you absolutely fucking hated it in the original Joe, you might not be down with it in the comic series.
Oh shit! Okay.
Or maybe you'll appreciate how they incorporated it this time around.
Yeah.
I hear all of it's pretty damn good now. I just got to get my ass to the comics.
It is pretty damn good, but I lean more towards the storytelling. I don't know if there's like slightly different writers on each project, but I lean more towards the Duke storytelling.
The Duke has definitely been the stronger of the two.
Yeah.
And now that these are wrapping up, there's going to be a Destro and a Scarlet miniseries.
Right. Nice. And Roadblock as well, or no?
I don't know if that one's been announced yet or not. I've only heard of the Destro and the Scarlet.
Oh, dude, Snake Eyes about to chop off Duke's head for flirting with Scarlet? Like, holy shit!
Like, get away from her.
Watch this.
The artwork's been phenomenal, even if it looks like Snake Eyes is about to kill Duke.
Oh,
it's not just me, right? It does look.
I will say
I didn't see it until you said it.
I will say this: if you want to see the Dreadnoks being the dirty, evil, sadistic, violent motherfuckers that you'd always want them to be, then read the Cobra Commander series.
Yes. Yeah, they actually do nail the Dreadnoks pretty well. And then they have continued the original storytelling. I think it has switched hands a few times from Marvel to IDW, right? Yeah. And now Skybound, they started at 300 or 301.
Well, it actually went Marvel, then to Image, then to IDW, and now back to Image, which is Skybound.
Well, Skybound. Okay.
Skybound is part of Image.
All right. But yeah, I mean, they're continuing the original Hama storytelling. And
that one's been interesting. I have the gap. I never read. I think I stopped reading. I read some of the Devil's Due, and I never read the continuation with IDW. So I immediately just started back in on 301, and you get caught up pretty quick, seeing that I've got like over 100 issues missing from my storyline. But I mean, it definitely stays in the vein of what Hama has been doing this whole time.
Right.
It's a different story.
And this is where we kind of circle back to the start of the show. I'm reading the notes here that that Travis sent over, and he said the final slides were Raptor and HMS. And one of you guys said that he would say I messed up the slides.
Well, how can you mess up the slides? They go in order, unless if you were going backwards.
He was jumping through, I guess.
I went off the first slide.
Aren't you just clicking the next one?
Yeah. Yeah, so if I go back to the very first slide, it starts right here.
So you didn't mess up.
No.
Mood Wreck did.
But I mean, this is a good way to end it right here with the CD's nuts.
Yeah, there's just we just need to give a shout out to Skeletron for Joe Fest and the his new figure, which apparently is in the notes near the outro.
Yes, it is. So Skeletron will have a special card back of the Retro Series 2-in-1 Wolf Trooper Skeletron. And it features artwork by the legendary Douglas Hart. So this is the only thing I have here for Joe Fest.
Okay.
But, Joe Fest is June 21st through the 23rd in Augusta, Georgia. So if you're going, come say hi. I'll be there.
Buy them down.
Mood Wreck will be there. Punk will be there. Tony will be there. There's going to be a ton of people there.
Spec, you're going to if you're going to you should go to DFW. That could get me to go. You and Mattson both there. Like, I might change my plans and be like, let's go. Let's see this.
Hey, record it for me, Larry. Record it.
The funny thing is, as you said, we agree on things more often than we don't.
You do. You really do.
There's just
he even notices it too.
And I'll say this: when you see something that he says that you agree with, you don't have a problem saying anything.
Right?
No.
Like there are some people that if they don't like someone, it doesn't matter what they say. You know, they're going to nitpick at it.
Listen, I enjoy busting his balls, and I busted him pretty hard at first when I didn't really know who he was, and he said a couple things that, I mean, I still find funny, silly.
There's some balls right there.
But I don't have a problem with the guy. I'll just, there are times it seems good to just throw a jab.
Well,
pay-per-view. There it is.
Oh, here's the.
Well, here you go. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the card back. So there's also there's going to be a limited quantity of the sold out retro Wolf Trooper there at Joe Fest.
It's
in the style of Hector Garrido art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because the Wolf Trooper is what we all got. So I'm assuming the Skeletron one is going to be the one that's available.
Yeah, because I don't know how to read. I told you guys that. So
no, I don't.
It's clearly here. I did mess up reading the notes. I did not mess up the order of the slides.
I started watching Rebel Moon. I watched the first episode. I'm into the first movie. I'm in the second movie right now. I don't think it's that bad. I'm enjoying it.
Ugh.
They could definitely lose the slow-mo because they could have shortened the first movie.
Well, that's a Zack Schneider statement right there. But my thing is, we talk about long format and developing characters. And my problem with the first Rebel Moon, while it's more watchable in my opinion to the second one, it is they're just throwing characters at you left and right, and there's no establishing who or what they are. And then the second one, somebody told me that there was more action in it than the first movie. I started watching it and it was them on a farm talking and chatting and sitting, and I was getting bored, and I started doing photography with it on in the background and lost interest. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the first Dune. I fell asleep, and I won't watch the second one because the first one bored me so much.
I will tell you that the first Dune is extremely problematic, and the second one is fantastic.
And that's, again, like I watched the first one, I fell asleep, I was bored, so I have no reason to want to watch the second one. And you're right, that's problematic.
Don't watch it. Goddamn.
No, but I'm just saying, like, no, like that's
Oh, no, I'm
problematic because you're putting together a big long story, and if the first part is boring, or you don't like it,
It's not gonna keep you for the second part.
exactly.
Yeah. No, I get it. But I will say, if you do ever give the second one a chance, the second one is like whatever issues you have with the first one, they course
heard it's
corrected
awesome.
for the second.
Yeah. I still have to watch it. I sat through the first one and I was all right. Punk with toys.
Well, I'm bringing up the socials now because we're starting with a Punk with Toys here, because a Punk with Toys is going to join a toy kind of mood for a panel at Joe Fest. Details are coming. But Punk, since most people here have no idea who you are, do you want to talk about your channel and what you do over there? I heard you do live streams.
Monday something.
Every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I ramble on for 3+ hours about the news and then usually a topic, but sometimes we don't get the topic to like the last 5 minutes, but then I go an extra half hour, so you get your topic. It's every week, me alone. You'll find me there. Lots of reviews.
Hey there, lonely boy.
I work really hard to make sure my reviews come out before Travis's. That's my one and only goal, that I can get a review out before Travis. Thursday, I bounce back and forth. We do every other Thursday. We normally do a movie, and then the other one is Thursday with a friend. And this week I will be having Emerald Knight on, who does wonderful photography. He can make Super 7 Ultimates look good in photography. So,
that's awesome. And I'm sure, most of the people that know about that will be tuning in, and hopefully some people who maybe aren't familiar with your channel will tune in and give it a shot.
Listen, if you saw how I am now, that's just 3+ hours of me. So if you don't like it, then you're not going to like it over there. I'm just saying, all right?
Well, at least you're honest. And here's some of your latest videos here listed. Listen, you've been a fun mentor for me for sure. Definitely sharing what you've learned over the last couple of years, and
sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. This is a big sandbox for us all to play in, a big backyard. It's better to just help each other out and point each other in the right direction, and just have fun with it.
If I can help someone out and what I've learned, and I don't know everything with YouTube, but if I can help someone out, I have no problem, because why? I mean, if someone, I've mentioned before, if someone's channel gets bigger than mine, good for you. You worked hard for it, and I'm proud of you. But the more channels that struggle, and as they grow, this community grows, we all grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, I've had fun meeting all you guys and hanging out and talking behind the scenes and Messenger, and I will say that Travis is still the best, and
kiss ass.
This is not a paid endorsement.
No, it's not. This is right here. Those are Travis's words.
Make sure you follow this guy right here. This guy right here.
A spunk with dolls. I like that. That's actually a good one. That could be your after hours show. That could be a lot of fun.
He's got a real doll that looks like Duke.
I think for the viewers that are left, we're gonna wrap it up now, and just thank you guys all for watching. Listen, I'm supposed to do everybody's socials. We really focus on Punk because we wanted him to be first, and we wanted him to have the highlight so that people in the chat would know that we are focusing on Punk right now.
Punk.
Can I add one more thing?
Please.
Not one time on this stream did anyone call it Dreadnought.
That's right. That's right, baby.
That's true. That's very true. Punk, thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You guys can see a lot of great toy photography at Toy Optics on Instagram. So give that a follow. Spec, thank you so much for supporting this train wreck tonight. I still don't know where to put my hands. And then we got at Tony's Figs. If you're not following along, easily one of my favorite, if not the best customizers out there. He's got his stuff up on Instagram. We have all talked him up into finally starting a YouTube channel. And I guess your focus has been the LRRP. I'm starting to stutter. Sorry. Go ahead. Tell us what your focus is on right now.
I finally closed the door. Well, the 27th is this Saturday. That'll close the door on the long range recon patrol team that I always wanted to make from the early Joe comics. You know, the early story with, Stalker, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and the three other dudes go in depth on their history and all that stuff. And when they were in Vietnam before GIJoe was even a thing. So got those made. So Saturday I'll close the door on them. Delving into more customs and other lines. The Justice League one's coming out pretty soon. I'm eager to get that started. And McFarlane, I fell down that hole. So I'm building that up on Tony's Figs YouTube.
Well, everybody check that out. And eventually I'll get another video out there. I'll get to it. BaldyLockz reviews. I seem to focus more on sarcasm and getting the community riled up. But
you got one coming out in May.
That's yes, there's something coming out in May. You're more than welcome to say something if you want.
Well, I guess if you're not following, myself and Allison Troy, somehow we are doing May the Power of the Force, where at least one different toy tuber will be reviewing a Power of the Force figure all throughout May. And Allison Troy will be doing all kinds of stuff on her channel. And then I'll be promoting at least every person that's doing it. And it's just for fun. It's going to be in any type of review you want to, because I don't think there's any way to seriously review a 30-year-old Power of the Force figure.
No, and a lot of people don't realize that as much as I love GIJoe, I have a massive Star Wars collection. A lot of it's older, but I have a massive Star Wars collection.
I didn't even realize that Thrawn was part of Power of the Force.
Yeah, I actually taught Lawrence something in the background. He's like, "You're wrong." I go, "No, I'm right."
I didn't say you were wrong. I said, "Are you sure?"
Oh, I'm sure.
Those
All right, and everybody's going to find out
right?
next month. But we're going to wrap it up because some of us have to work tomorrow. And I'm sure some of you guys do too. So thanks for hanging out and watching this train wreck. We appreciate you.